Antonio's Sports Center.
After a wild 24 hours of legalese, San Antonio's our News 4 San Antonio's Don Harris was reporting that Boerne Little League and Little League International have no intention of honoring a temporary court order filed by the Tulsa team in Waco. In fact, a hearing is going on right now. Boerne folks, though, are headed to Williamsport later this week. They hope to begin play on August 21st.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a busy Tuesday, I'm going to tell you what, there's a lot going on. So happy you're here. You don't want to miss a thing. This is the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and my goodness, a lot happening on this Tuesday afternoon, Jason.
I mean, look, following a joint practice through Twitter.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, and then Reinagel not knowing what buttons to push,
Dude,
which
it's
is normal.
Been a day.
And then trying to track down people with the Boerne Little League is apparently they're in court right now
As we speak. Yes.
As we speak, like nobody's returning calls.
Well,
okay, they're tied up. Although one tells me, an off the record source, because he did say unnamed source, they leave Friday for Williamsport. Then they got to bye. They'll play Friday, 8/21. The tournament begins Wednesday. Everyone is here in Boerne. Nobody is in Waco.
Because, look, the Little League International has already told them, you don't have to go. We have the authority here, and it doesn't matter what a court said.
Well,
I mean, it's true, but it's true. In some results, I don't know what they argued, what the Tulsa team argued. But, I mean, when it comes to your league, and you say a player is ineligible, and so they have to forfeit, I don't know what the hell a district judge has to do with that.
Tulsa used an ineligible player.
That's it.
Right?
And by the letter of the law, you're out. That's it.
And Boerne knew that going into the game. The winner of that game moves on. And they played it that way. So their pitching rotation was all right, we got one game to win, and then we're going to have some time off before we get to Williamsport. And then a Waco area judge granted a TRO and said, "No, man, there's got to be a game tonight." What? There ain't going to be a game tonight. We're not ready. By the way, everybody left Boerne or left Waco. They're heading back to Boerne. They're getting ready to go to Williamsport.
Of course, they were celebrating all night and the entire drive back home.
I mean, way too much Kool-Aid for all those kids to have to go play today.
Look, it's ridiculous. Well, they used all their pitchers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, and that's what they were upset about. I mean, they used a bunch of pitchers yesterday to get it done, and they did, thinking they would have plenty of time to rest everybody. And then this happens. I don't know. I really don't know. So Little League International, who runs this whole thing, says, don't worry about it. We got you, and we believe we're in the right here, and if it comes to it, we'll take care of it. Now, having said that, there is a hearing going on right now. We believe it started about 1:30 this afternoon. So we'll see what happens. So anytime we get some news out of that, we'll let you know.
Look, we've texted the coach. Called the coach, the Little League, Boerne Little League president, and when they respond, because if they are tied up in court, I get it. They've got a lot going on.
Yes.
But we will do our best to get somebody on with us to explain us, not necessarily what's going on, but the emotional roller coaster, because, damn it, these are 12-year-old kids. And the way I understand it, Tulsa was able to get a TRO because well, let everybody else play, and we'll leave this one kid behind.
No, it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way.
Does not work that way. And look, it depends on, did they know he was ineligible? Let him play anyway? I mean, and there you go. Everybody's got to be punished. Look, I feel bad for him, but in a way I don't feel bad for him. Some of these guys, especially when you get to the Little League World Series, You're talking about guys from, I don't know, Venezuela and Mexico and some of these countries that look like they're 30.
Well, that's true.
They got mustaches and beards, for goodness
and
sake.
Kids. I mean, you just it's one of those things. I hate this for Boerne because instead of celebrating everything about them right now going to the Little League World Series, we're talking about this. And once this all gets done, the proper celebration will be there. But if somehow this doesn't go in their favor and they all have to do what? Go back up to Waco and try to play a game? I heard one or somebody on social media suggested, well, send them both to Williamsport and let them play in a couple of days. And that seems stupid, too.
Yeah, it does.
But at the same time, if you're Boerne and you were told whoever they were playing yesterday, Louisiana, the winner of this game is going to Williamsport, you do everything you can to win that game. And it's odd because they are playing one less game than everybody else because Tulsa was found to have used an ineligible player. And we have seen this in team sports forever. One guy can screw it up for everybody.
Yeah. One
ineligible player, and all of a sudden you got to forfeit, your district wins or some non-district wins. In high school football, that could mean, you know what, you were a playoff team, but you had to forfeit some of those games. Now you're not. And it sucks for everybody, but those are the rules. You do anything. Anybody in the military, you go to boot camp, one guy screws up and everybody is punished.
That's the way that it goes. And I love it. It's a little drama in the Little League World Series.
Exactly.
Let's go. We need it. The Cowboys have given us no drama, so we need some somewhere.
Yeah.
And the Little Leaguers are giving it to us. By the way, Robert Earl Keen is going to join us here in about, 9 minutes or so, 8 minutes.
R-E-K.
Looking forward to talking to him. Before we get to him, though, I think everybody's probably seen this, Jason. It's Spurs are going to open up at home on October 20th against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then this, I don't know why it pisses me off so much, but it does. Then they're going to go to Austin and play the Rockets on the 23rd in a game that will be televised on Prime Video.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll play the Knicks on Christmas Day. And I see everybody on social media all upset. Apparently this is the third year in a row the Spurs are on the road for Christmas Day. And I'm not sure. I mean, is that a big deal?
Well, hosting. I mean,
seriously, Spurs fans might want to just stay at home and enjoy Christmas and watch it on TV.
You get up, you unwrap the presents, and you watch the Spurs and Knicks at 11.
Exactly.
I mean,
instead of going down to the arena and dealing with all of that stuff.
I imagine those players are thrilled that they get to spend New York for Christmas. There is something special about playing a home game on Christmas. So I could see it. And the fact that it is the third year for Wemby to play on the road on Christmas Day. But they are a Christmas Day team. They are one of the opening day features. You get Spurs and Knicks rematch of the finals on Christmas. You get Spurs and OKC to open up the season here in San Antonio. The expectations for this Spurs team this year, they're not going to catch anybody by surprise. They're not a year ahead of schedule, right? This is the year. And at least right now, it looks like the NBA is treating them as such. Now, all the hoopla this morning, Malika Andrews on all the networks talking about it, it was all about LeBron James. And I get that. I get that. It's LeBron in Philly. I get that.
Bronny has earned it.
I don't get it.
Of course you don't.
Well, aren't they going to play the Knicks? Aren't the Knicks the champions?
It's about LeBron James.
It's not about LeBron James.
It is about LeBron James.
It's ridiculous.
It might be, but it's true. But how about those Spurs being in the mix?
I think it's great. Unfortunately for the NBA, there are 3 damn good football games on that day as well.
The NFL owns Christmas Day.
Oh, my
now.
gosh. So other than the Spurs game, I probably won't be watching much basketball on Christmas Day. It will be a football day. We'll watch the Spurs for sure. Green Bay and the Bears play early.
At noon?
You've got Denver and Buffalo.
3:30.
And then you've got the Rams and the Seahawks. The nightcap. 3 pretty good games, and so I'll be watching football.
You don't want to watch LeBron's return to L.A.?
I don't give a damn about LeBron's return to L.A.
In the
I
NBA,
could care less.
Making sure LeBron gets to spend Christmas night in his own house.
Is that what everybody – seriously? I mean, you're going to watch that game because of that? Who gives a damn?
A lot of people do. A lot of people do.
I'm asking the two people in this room. Y'all care? Y'all are going to watch that instead of NFL football?
No,
are you kidding me?
I'll be watching football.
That's what I thought.
It would be on the second TV. But I get why the NBA is doing it. NBA used to tell everybody, our big day is Christmas Day, and the NFL is taking that away from us.
Well, it's not anymore. How about that? Deal with it, LeBron.
Texans on Christmas Eve.
Deal with it. Deal with it, LeBron. We got to take a break because we got a big star coming up. Robert Earl Keen, the legend, joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Fall Golf Classic is coming to the Silverhorn Golf Club Monday, September 21st. Registration opens Monday at sasportstar.com. The first 20 who register on Monday, August 17th, receives a free Yingling golf towel. Mark your calendar for Monday, August 17th, and be the first to register for the 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Fall Golf Classic. See you there.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Hot summer days and high energy bills are on the way. Upgrade your home's old leaky windows this month with Window Nation at 50% off all window styles. Yes, 50% off new, beautiful, energy-efficient windows, plus 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 2 years. Call now, 866-200-8670 or windownation.com. In select markets, trust our family of brands, New South Window and ArmorView. That's 866-200-8670 or windownation.com to book a consultation.
I love a girls' weekend, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin, thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
You can usually find me in the kitchen, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm still in the mix with Skyrizi to treat my joint symptoms.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe at 4 months.
Or if you're an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself and Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
$30 million in guaranteed prizes. Cash in this football season in Las Vegas with 3 Circus Sports contests. Entry starting at $1,000, all with no rate. Circa Million, 18 weeks of point spread action. Circus Survivor, pick one winner each week, no point spread. And the Big Daddy, Circa Grandissimo, with a $100,000 entry fee. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $30 million guaranteed. Visit circusports.com for details.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson in the morning.
Coming up on the AJ and Rob show, the kids are back in school, and now teachers are having to deal with popcorn brain. What is that, and how do we fix it, Rob?
Snap, crackle, pop. The Cowboys are practicing against the Rams, and the names Camden Brown and Caleb Downs are being mentioned as upstart stars. We'll talk about Cowboys and popcorn brain. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
AJ and Rob, weekday mornings 6 to 10, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Cowboys sideline reporter Christy Scales, and the Dallas Cowboys play here. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Nicest people you will ever meet in your entire life, Christy Scales. As we're listening to Robert Earl Keen.
Everything's ready to go except Robert Earl Keen. Let's has the music ready. Good bump back with REK.
All right, well, we'll
figure.
While we wait on the legend to give us a call, we will. It looks like practice is over between the Cowboys and the Rams, and looks like the Cowboys defense came up a hell of a lot better than it did last year, according to the reporters there. No video because they wouldn't allow that. You couldn't shoot any of it. TV, none of it. You couldn't. And so we're getting tweets from all the reporters there in Dallas. And Siobhan Revelle apparently had a good day. Some linebacker, was it Barton, I think is his name, had 3 interceptions today. One of them against Matthew Stafford, by the way. So he's a second stringer, but he may have made a case to move up on that chart. But it looked like a better day. The offense, they're telling us, just so-so.
Although, and you say so-so, I mean, the short passing game, play-action pass was not good. Left side of the line, I saw a tweet, held up really well. Pickens had some plays. CD had some plays. I was about to say that. Myles Garrett did not participate. And probably Dak Prescott was the most thankful. Jaden Blue had a fumble.
Yeah, he did. Dak did have a pick, which so did Matthew Stafford, so that happens. And Javonte Williams, I had one nice run. It's going to be tough to run on that Rams defense, though. That defensive line, especially when Myles Garrett is in there, and if they come back with Aaron Donald, my gosh. That's going to be a nightmare.
And the other thing, though, to keep in mind as you follow along on watching a game on Twitter, both teams were doing things very, very generically. It was very vanilla from the Cowboys and very vanilla from the Los Angeles Rams. So the best part of it is you've got guys going against other guys. So they've got enough work against each other. But sometimes you got to go against somebody else for, I don't even want to call it a litmus test, but it is different. But they will show more against their own defense than they will in this game, especially knowing that they're going to play each other in the regular season and hopefully at some point in the postseason, maybe in the NFC Championship game. Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows?
We shall see as we roll on. But interesting that they're going up against each other like that, and again, this Barton guy, and his first name escapes me, but 3 interceptions today for him, and again, one of those against Matthew Stafford, the other 2 against their backups. But Stetson Bennett is still in the NFL.
Of course, Stetson Bennett is still in the NFL.
Well, wouldn't say of course. I wouldn't have surprised me if he was, I don't know, working at Home Depot by now.
Well, come on. I mean, Ty Simpson was just drafted in the first round. He's got to earn that second spot. But again, though, you look at Justin Barron.
Justin Barron.
Where's number 45? Yeah. Getting some opportunity, probably because Barham got hurt the other day, and taking full advantage of the situation, which is what you need to do in stuff like this. So you want to see that. I want to see like a Maris Laufau, who, third-round pick a couple of years ago, because the Cowboys have added so much, he has dropped to third string. You talk about being in a prove-it situation, because he is one that I thought, all right, well, they're going to have to count on that guy. And no, they've just added far better players. So he's got to flash in a situation like this and be a core special teamers if he's going to stick around with the Dallas Cowboys. That's the optimism with this Dallas defense. And going against a Rams team like they did today just kind of underscores the positive reviews of the Cowboys so far through training camp. Because we know the Cowboys' offense is really good, and that defense is playing better. And we saw that last week when we were in Oxnard. But when you when you read tweets, because we couldn't see videos,
yes,
that and from more than one reporter, whether it was Joe Hoyt or Nick Harris, somebody was like, dude, we're 10 minutes in, and this Cowboys defense is already better than what we saw last year in this joint practice, where the term shell-shocked was used last year in describing the Cowboys' piss-poor defense in their first joint scrimmage against the Rams.
They lit them up. So it is a good sign. And apparently the Cowboys walked off the field pretty confident in what they did and pretty happy with what they did. So it's a start. They will have another what do you call these in scrimmages? These joint practices.
A joint.
Against the New Orleans Saints when they get back from Seattle, which is their first preseason game coming up this weekend.
This
right?
weekend.
Wow.
Saturday night.
How about that?
Absolutely.
Wow. It looks like, now they haven't named a starter for that game, but it looks like Joe Milton might get the start. He was in with the twos today. I maybe a little bit ahead of Sam Howell as we're in practice right now, but obviously both of those guys are going to play.
You know, you think about, I mean, we know Dak Prescott won't.
No.
Of the two, and I know this sounds weird to say it this way, I think Joe Milton needs more preseason work than Sam Howell, even though once the regular season begins, I think Sam Howell will end up being QB2. But Joe Milton was such a project.
Mm-hmm.
Although what little we got to see of him last week in Oxnard, he seems way further ahead this year as far as understanding a little bit of touch, right? I mean, last year we were at training camp, remember talking like, it doesn't matter if you're 6 yards away from this guy or 16, he's drilling it in there at the same velocity. This year it felt like he did have a lot more touch on some of his passes. He is a great deep ball thrower, but I think he probably needs more preseason work than does Sam Howell.
Well, and that makes a lot of sense what you're saying there, because what I saw while we were there in Oxnard, it looked like Sam Howell was the better quarterback overall. So maybe you're right. Maybe that is the case there. Well, that's going to be interesting to see who wins that second job, QB2, Sam Howell or Joe Milton. So we'll wait and see what happens there. But a good day all the way around, it sounds like.
Well, it does. And again, I think, you know, when you look at the backup quarterback position and Joe Milton, when they brought him in, everybody knew he was a project. And because he's on that rookie contract, you've got a chance to develop him over a couple of years just to know if he's the guy or not the guy. He's not the guy right now. We saw it last year. If something happens to Dak and Joe Milton has to go in, you're screwed. Where Sam Howell looks like he could be a capable, game-ready backup quarterback. He is a younger version of Cooper Rush. And say what you want about Cooper Rush. When needed, that guy could go in and win games for you. He was never going to be a QB1 in the NFL. But if you need a handful of games, he's probably not going to lose them for you. Where Joe Milton might right now. And that's just development. But Joe Milton's athletic ability. And we go back, we saw Tennessee against UTSA, second play of the game, and he rips off a 300-yard run or whatever it was, 80, 75, whatever it was. I mean, dude's got incredible athletic ability.
Absolutely.
Can the Cowboys develop it? Can they rein that in?
Well, yeah, that remains to be seen, and we'll see a lot more of both of those guys, obviously, as the preseason gets underway this Saturday night against the Seattle Seahawks. It's going to be an interesting season, and again, and we've come back, and we said it all last week, Jason. We're saying it coming back. The optimism, the vibe, everything is different there. I think the confidence of this Cowboys football team all the way around, and especially the defense. But the offense, I think, is more confident too because of the fact that the defense is going to be better. Everybody's got a different vibe and feeling pretty good. So I'm ready for that first game against the New York Football Giants. I heard some so-called big name today who picked his division winners and the second place team.
Okay.
And with a straight face, he didn't laugh. He was very matter of fact. Picked the Philadelphia Eagles to win the NFC East, and the New York Football Giants to come in second. Now, again, I expect the Giants to be better. I don't think but second. So you're saying the Cowboys are going to be third or fourth when you're talking about the NFC East? That for me, just the credibility of that individual just kind of took a shot in my mind.
I mean, you could say it was Colin Cowherd because it's going to be all over the internet soon, and Colin Cowherd is brilliant.
No, I enjoy listening to that guy, but that was just like, how in the world, on what planet are the New York Giants going to have that much of a turnaround? Now, I guess it's not impossible, but certainly not likely.
I don't know what his reasoning was not to pick Dallas when a lot of people are. I remember when Colin was still over at ESPN and I was up in Bristol, and he was talking about, coming up with topics and doing different things and looking for something that can be controversial. But you have to believe in what you're saying, right? And that's something that I do believe Colin always does. He might say something controversial, but he believes it. I don't think he's one that just throws something out there for clicks. So to hear that, okay, that would be controversial. That would generate conversation. But, man, you believe that. Unless, of course, he's looking at it going, all right, well, if you look at the history of Dak Prescott, is this the year of injury? Because when you look at him, I think this would be the year of injury. A couple of good years and then a hurt year, a couple of good years and then a hurt year. If you're going on that kind of history, then yeah, safe pick there.
Yeah, he didn't mention why. I think John Harbaugh has something to do with that. I think he's a big John Harbaugh fan, and he thinks he's going to turn them around that quickly. And again, I don't think they're going to be as poor as they have been, and I don't think they're going to be an easy out for anybody like they have been. But I wouldn't go that far. If they win 7 games this year, I think you could call that a success, and it gives you something to build on. But I'm not expecting much more than that. That's for sure. Hey, I do want to say this, though, Jason, but there's a couple of dates that I want everybody to keep in mind.
Okay.
The first one is Monday, August the 17th.
Okay, that's coming up.
Yes, that's when registration begins for our San Antonio Sports Star Fall Golf Classic, presented by the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla. The tournament itself is September 21st. So, boys and girls, August 17th, September 21st. Those 2 dates you need to circle on your calendar. But the first one, August 17th, the first 20 people or 20 teams?
No, 20 people.
20 people who register on that day, on Monday, are going to get a free Flight by Yingling golf towel. All right? So, and I'm telling you, we've showed these towels, and we'll have to bring some in. I'll bring mine or whatever at some point in time, and we can show it here on YouTube. But it's fantastic. It's got that rough side.
They're great towels.
It's a rough side on one. You can scrub your clubs. It's awesome. So, August 17th, we will start taking registrations for our Fall Golf Classic, September 21st, out at Silverhorn Golf Club this year.
Mm-hmm. So make sure you get, here's it's first 20 people to get registered. So if you register as a team captain knowing you're going to get 3 buddies, but you don't put the names of your buddies in, then you get 1 towel. If you got 4 names in there and you pay, that's the other part, register and pay, then you get 4. So could be 5 teams. If you're a random individual, we'll figure it out. But we're getting 20 towels from Flight by Yingling. And everywhere you go with these towels, people are like, dude, where'd you get that? They're
They're nice.
They're nice, and if you were to buy one at a store somewhere, it would cost you a lot of money.
They're not only nice, they're useful.
Yes.
I mean, they really do work, and they're useful. So if you guys haven't figured it out yet, Minix and I have been doing the waltz here.
Well.
Or tap dancing, or however you want to say that, as we await Robert Earl Keen. So why don't we take a break?
Yep, because I'm told go figure. People are interviewing Robert Earl Keen today. He's doing a bit of the car wash, and it's running long.
Huh.
And I asked for 235. Like, can we do 215? Yeah. We're going to get him at 235.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I blame his people for that.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to keep people on track. That's the way it's got to be.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The people's name is Sydney, of course.
Maybe not. Maybe Sydney's doing just the right thing. Who knows? Most girls named Sydney are pretty shiny. Most of the time. We will see in this case, however. We are efforting Robert Earl Keen. In the meantime, if we come back and he's not with us, we will talk a little more about that Boerne Little League situation, a court hearing going on right now. We'll do that when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mini camps, contract drama, way too early predictions. Football season never really leaves. It just changes clothes. Let's go! 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
At Davis Law Firm, we know that after a serious accident, every second counts. When you call the fours, we can connect you with medical care immediately, and we'll start fighting for the cash recovery you deserve right away. Our team of experienced attorneys is ready to help 24/7, and there's no fee unless we win. Call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. San Antonio, Austin, Corpus Christi, Laredo, RGV, Permian Basin. Attorney consultation by appointment only.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Any city. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Oh no, I dropped my lip balm in the water. I can't think of anything worse than the looming threat of potentially having chapped lips. It was ginger vanilla, too. My favorite flavor.
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Time to go back to school with Famous Footwear.
Why does it always sneak up on us?
It's like when your kid tells you about a bake sale the night before.
Then it's store-bought all the way.
Stores are the best.
Like Famous, with 800 stores, they're always nearby with shoes from the best brands like Jordan, Nike, Adidas, Birkenstock, New Balance, Skechers, and more.
Right now it's BOGO. Buy one pair, get one half off at Famous Footwear. And shop in-store to get $10 to spend this fall. Some exclusions apply.
You know, life is too short to drive the same car every day. A Pascucci Prestige membership gives you access to an incredible collection of exotic and luxury vehicles whenever you want to change things up. Learn more at PascucciPrestige.com.
Life is meant to be lived in motion, in the moment, on the go. If a sports injury or chronic pain threatens to slow you down, hold you back, or take you out of the game, Christus Health is here, right where you live, with complete personalized orthopedic care. Because you have a lot of games to play, miles to go, and life to live. Christus Health, your life, our purpose. Find care near you at ChristusHealth.org.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It's good music. It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Earl Keen. At some point in time, I think he'll join us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's got some stuff coming up that he wants to talk about.
You know, his big weekend that he does every year, Labor Day weekend, over at Flores Country Store, and what they're doing this year for Fan Appreciation Day is pretty incredible. Now, it's interesting because I want to ask him about this. We paid pretty good money to go see his final show. Several years ago. Now, I've known Robert Earl Keen for a long time, going back to late 90s, early 2000s when I was working at 92.1 in New Braunfels, the Americana station, and obviously he is the biggest, if not the biggest player in that genre. Him, Jerry Jeff Walker. I mean, that was when I was there, Pat Green was still very young in the game. Ragweed was still very young in the game. Hell, I remember Randy Rogers coming up to the radio station begging to play any of his music and playing the front room at Green Hall.
The front room?
The front room.
Wow.
And again, it's cool to Jack Ingram. It's cool to see what those guys have done in the years since then. But Robert Earl and Jerry Jeff, Ray Wiley Hubbard, those guys laying the groundwork. It was just, cool. And again, so when Robert Earl was like, that's going to be my last show. Well, whatever it's going to cost. And we did. I know Rob was there. My buddy John Robbins, Pledge. I mean, a lot of us were out there for his final show.
See, I don't trust musicians anymore when they say their final show. I think George Strait has retired 10 times by now.
Probably.
And most of them do. Look, it's got to be hard to quit that lifestyle. That's what you've done for most of your life, and it's a lot of fun. You get a thrill out of the cheers, people singing your songs, and just the enjoyment that you provide. It's got to be tough.
Well, I don't know what it's like to be retired, but money coming in as opposed to just all the money coming out probably factors into it as well.
Well, maybe. I'm not sure. Well, I certainly know George Strait doesn't have a concern about that, and Robert Earl Keen probably does not either.
It's still when you're just watching everything go down and nothing coming in, you go play a couple of shows, and I don't know. I mean, but I've said forever, musicians, stay on the road till you're dead, because when you stop touring, generally that means the end for you.
Generally does. Looking forward to talking with him. You mentioned Jerry Jeff Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I used to see Jerry Jeff at Green Hall.
Mm-hmm.
He was there. He was a regular at Green Hall.
Sure.
And every time he was there, we would go. This is way back. I'm talking back in my college days.
Okay.
And but we would always make time to go to Green Hall and see Jerry Jeff Walker. He was awesome. And we had such a good time, and so did he, by the way. He was probably drunker than anybody else by the time that concert was over.
It's a possibility. And what's cool now is Django Walker, Jerry Jeff's son, kind of doing the same thing, still getting out there and touring and keeping some of his dad's music alive.
Good. It should be kept alive. He was fantastic. Big fan of Jerry Jeff Walker. Robert Earl Keen, I'm not saying they sound alike, but a lot of their stuff is similar in a lot of ways. But good stuff. So we're waiting for Robert Earl to wrap up whatever he's doing and join us here on the Blitz. In the meantime, I have not seen anything out of the courtroom. There in Waco is where I'm assuming that is, and I'm assuming there's somebody there representing the Boerne Little Leaguers as they try and fight this injunction that was issued last night, saying they had to play a baseball game today against an Oklahoma team. Wouldn't it be Oklahoma? What the hell, Oklahoma?
Well, Tulsa.
I know it. Leave it to Oklahoma to cause a bunch of crap.
Well, cheaters. It's 239 and OU still sucks.
Yeah, they do.
The what's the word? It sucks that this is happening with a bunch of 12-year-olds. And in this litigious society that we live in, I don't know if I should say I'm surprised, but it is disappointing because Boerne played that game yesterday knowing it was winner take all. They were told beforehand because Tulsa had used an ineligible player that they were done. So yesterday's game was winner take all. And they played that game with that mentality. So basically your pitching rotation. If they were to have lost this deal and had to go play a game tonight, I mean, guys that aren't ready to pitch or whatever, even you're 12, I don't know. I mean, your rotation, your shoulder soreness, all that kind of stuff comes into play. But if you went yesterday's approach with a winner-take-all, you used a lot of pitchers. And there are probably rules about, and I don't know this, but there's probably rules about how many days in a row guys can go out there and pitch or the number of pitches that you can play and use. So it would be extremely unfair to Bernie's team if they were forced to go play tonight. By all accounts, they are not going to. I was told by one that they're all back in Boerne, and they are getting everything ready to head this Friday, or next Friday to Williamsport. That's what they're planning to do.
And I think they will end up there because I think they're going to win this thing in court. At least the folks that run the Little League World Series, called Little League International, have basically told them that we got your back. This is our deal, our decision to make, and no damn judge is going to tell us what to do. Well, they didn't say that, but that's what they were thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Guarantee you that's what they were thinking. So as soon as we get any info on that, because that is taking place right now, and they're about an hour into that thing, from what we understand. So we'll see what happens, but we'll see. And I think they'll win it, and we'll watch them in Williamsport.
It's exactly what they're going to do. We're still waiting. I just got an email. We're still waiting.
We are, huh?
We're still waiting.
Mm-hmm.
For Robert Earl Keen.
Okay.
Joe, while I email them back, why don't you tell us about Kyler Murray and the Minnesota Vikings?
Okay, I will. He has made or been named as the number one quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. And I think, good for him. It doesn't really surprise anybody that Kyler Murray was going to win that job. Signed a one-year deal with the Vikings to come in there. Vikings have had some good quarterbacks come through there, and you're going to laugh at me, Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold, both coming through there. Sam Darnold just won 14 games for the Minnesota Vikings, not much, but he did do that, and he went off to Seattle and won a Super Bowl. They were in love with J.J. McCarthy for whatever reason, and he's a big kid. Obviously, he's got an arm, but I've said this before many times that he just didn't have to do anything at his time in Michigan. They had such a great running game, such a great defense that he really didn't have to do anything. And at the time when Minnesota drafted McCarthy as high as they did, it baffled me. I didn't understand it. I think they probably could have got this guy a little bit further down the line. But when you're looking at Kevin O'Connell, you think, well, the guy's a hell of a coach and, quarterback guy. Maybe he knows something the rest of us don't. And so far it's turning out to be that's not the case.
It is interesting. And again, I'm not overly surprised because you go with Kyler, you brought him in for a year, and Kyler's trying to pull a Sam Darnold, have a great year with a great offensive-minded coach and, I don't know, one of the best receivers in the NFL and resurrect his career. But if it doesn't work, you can then turn to J.J. McCarthy. I don't know that you can start with J.J. McCarthy, and if it's struggling, go to Kyler Murray and then salvage anything down the road with J.J. McCarthy.
Well, I don't think you can either. And look, the Vikings, as I've been told today on Twitter, they've got some players. I mean, obviously Justin Jefferson is arguably the best wide receiver in the game of football right now. You've got Aaron Jones at running back. You've got a hell of a tight end there in Hawkinson. You've got a lot of good players there. It was tweeted out with a list of all of those players and said, with this lineup, who's going to stop the Vikings? I retweeted that and said Kyler Murray.
With you, no surprise, I'm a bigger fan and believer in Kyler Murray than Joe Reinagle. I know what that guy did while he was in high school, which is incredible to think about what Kyler Murray did as a high schooler.
Johnny Manziel was a hell of a high school player.
Well, and then I saw
he was a hell of a college player
too. And
then he sucked in the NFL.
He has had his flashes. But also, I think there was a lot of truth about Kyler when they put the deal in his contract about watching film. has he had his wake-up call? That's the thing. The natural ability is there. Is he in a situation with a coach like KOC that can get the most out of him? That's what I'm interested to see, because athletically, dude's a baller. Is he going to put in the work? And O'Connell seems like the kind of coach that's going to make sure he puts in the work. But also, if you're Kyler Murray, if you want to play football, this might be your last real chance. The crazy thing about Kyler Murray, if this year doesn't go well for him, was he going to switch over and play baseball, which he could probably still do?
He probably
could still have a Major League Baseball career.
You know, it's interesting. Look, and I mentioned Kevin O'Connell. It's good with quarterbacks, and maybe he can resurrect Kyler Murray's career. But there's a reason why the Vikings only signed him to a one-year deal. They're not sure either. And so he's got to go out there. He's got to prove it. But he obviously has done enough to win the starting job. He will be the starting quarterback day one for the Vikings. And so we'll see what happens with Kyler Murray. I don't have a lot of faith in him. I've seen him play. I think he's incredibly athletic, and he's a hell of a player. He just has not been able to get it between the ears yet. And I think that's been his biggest problem, whether it's putting in the work, which, again, the same thing happened with Johnny Manziel. He just was not willing to put in the work that it takes to be an NFL quarterback. And so far, Kyler Murray has not. The difference there is that Kyler Murray stayed around long enough to get a pretty good paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens there. But that's the latest on Kyler Murray and what's happening there with the Minnesota Vikings. But go ahead.
The other kind of former quarterback news.
Well, we're gonna. I was thinking of music, and that's all I could come up with.
That's it. That's where your brain goes, huh?
Yes, it does.
That's where your brain goes.
I'm a hick at heart. Tap Dance 101 is what this is called.
It's fine. Robert Earl's going to call on Robert Earl time. There's Aggie jokes in there somewhere.
Sure.
In there.
I guess so.
And why not make them? CBS is doing a big thing today. Their media day.
Mm-hmm.
It's generally a big deal. It's funny because Tony Romo obviously isn't there, but he is certainly the story of what is going on there. And the what is his official title? The president of CBS Sports, David Burson, said when it comes to Tony Romo, it's an evolving situation and we're still assessing. There is no timetable or final decision at this time. I hope you can respect and appreciate this is a personal matter and a legal one for Tony. But we have to consider the impact on our image and our brand. That's very important to us. The focus should be and needs to be our presentation in this great product and not on any others. Fortunately, we have a deep bench and everybody is stepping up. He's done.
I would imagine they're going to try, but again, I think Romo is probably lawyered up himself. And if there is some sort of a way that he can stop that, he's owed $72 million still.
Mm-hmm.
That's not anything you just want to walk away from. Guy's made a lot of money, don't get me wrong. He signed that $180 million deal, but he's still got a lot of money left there on the table that he doesn't want to get rid of. And I would imagine he's lawyered up to see exactly what CBS's options are. I'm sure they're all lawyering up too and have their lawyers looking over everything, but they want to get rid of him. I don't think there's any question about it. I just don't know if it's going to be that easy.
If he's got any kind of morals clause, and keep in mind, he hasn't been convicted of anything.
That's it.
He's been arrested. But when you hear a line from a suit, we have to consider the impact on our image and our brand. Right there, man, we're playing the morals card. You had that. And because Tony Romo has not been as good lately as he was when he first got in the booth, predicting plays and everything that we were like, holy, and that got him all that money. Before the arrest, there were questions about should he stay with the number one broadcast team and did he have the worst contract in broadcasting? That was before the arrest. So now you've given CBS an opportunity to get out of it on a legal basis. but is getting arrested enough for the morals clause? Or does there need to be the conviction before they can officially let him go? Right now, he's just suspended indefinitely, and that's where the CBS Sports president says that's where it stands right now, no timetable.
Because they're looking through it. They're looking over it to see they got to dot all their I's and cross the T's as well. They want to make sure if they're going to do this, they do it right, where he has no recourse. And so, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. I feel bad for Tony Romo. I do. It's a dumb decision, which I've made a truckload full in my time on this earth, and so he made a bad one, and it's unfortunate that it's going to cost him his career. Perhaps.
Absolutely.
Or at least this one.
Absolutely. Now, as I look down at our caller ID, I see a name.
Wow.
I see a name. Robert Earl Keen joining us now here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Robert Earl, he's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Man, how's your day going, sir?
Doing very well, man. Just like, rocking along, singing a song.
Well, that's good. You do that very well. So I'm happy that you're doing that and still enjoying that. And a big deal coming up, Robert, with your fan appreciation deal at Floor's Country Store. Tell us about it.
Right. It was born out of my retirement, as Elizabeth Cook called it. I used to listen to BBC all the time. I listened to these music shows and stuff, and the international music, and the music was really good. And then they'd have the artists on there, and the artists would talk about how they were so brokenhearted and how this is such a rough thing. And so they wrote a song about it, and it was a big hit song and stuff like that. And there was, they're still trying to get over that breakup. And then I looked up some of these artists and that song, and it would be like, that artist and 6 other people wrote that song. I'm like, oh, okay. So what's going on with that? Then they get to the end of the interview, and right before they shut them down, they say, oh, wait a minute, I want to say I love my fans. I have the best fans in the world and stuff like that. And I heard it so many times, I started screaming at my radio where I was going, what the hell are you doing for your fans? And then I thought, what the hell am I doing for my fans? And I thought, yeah, I need to do something. So I came up with that, is have Fan Appreciation Day. And there's some 3,500 tickets, so we have more than 3,500 people that want to get in, but 3,500 people that get in for free. They just get on the lottery, and so we have 3,500 people get in for free to see music that lasts from about 3 o'clock in the afternoon till question mark at night. After about 11 or something like that. So you get about 10 different acts, maybe 12. And, it's a lot of people that you have, well-known names, and then there's some new people, but it's all kind of, in that whole world of country and Americana, so it's really cool. And this is our 5th year. So, we keep it going.
It's so awesome. Robert Earl Keen joining us here on the Blitz. Go to Robert Earl's website. We'll give you all those details in a bit so you could try to get into the lottery, because REK, I know, at Floors, when you played your last ever show, the amount of money that I spent to be there for that. And of course, that wasn't your last show. Why is it so many musicians do a retirement show and then keep touring?
I tell you, mine was really personal. I had all these plans and stuff like that. And then I had some personal problems. And then, within that, so I spent a lot of time, being by myself, looking at the wall kind of stuff. And then I realized, what's missing, and I thought, what's really missing is, my thing when I go on stage. And I had an opportunity to play somebody's birthday party just to do it for free, just to show up and do it. And I just thought, and when I did that, I went, this is what was missing. This is what I can't do this. I couldn't do it, man. I just couldn't do it, So I felt kind of bad about making that promise, but the fact is my intentions were good, but the road of life is the road is paved with good intentions. So anyway, but the thing that it did allow me to do is it allowed me to spend enough time kind of not reinventing myself, but reinventing the idea about how I play and what I'm doing. So my whole thing is, to me these days, more relaxed. The music's better. I'm still writing songs, and I just have some really, and then I've had some great things happen this year. Like with Turnpike doing "Feeling Good Again," and Uncle Lucius doing "Mariano," and some other bands, doing different songs. I've had a lot of people cut my songs this year. It's crazy. So I'm having this a really good period of having a lot of other artists paying attention to what I've been doing.
Well, don't ever retire. How about that? Just keep singing until they have to carry you out of there. Would be a good thing.
Yeah, kicking and screaming.
Yeah, exactly, exactly right. I want to ask you, Robert, when you're up there on stage, when you're performing in front of a live audience, what is the most fun about that? Is it the singing? Is it the audience reaction? Is there a favorite part for you when you're up there on stage?
I like to get where, and this is like I'm saying about being comfortable. And I've done a lot more of this. I used to do. Okay, so like a long time ago, when I had about 7 songs, Jason and Joe, I had about 7 songs, and I'd get like a 90-minute set, and I'd have to fill that up with just a lot of BS, and I would just be. So I talked a lot. So I found that I really enjoyed that because it gives you a closer feel for the audience, and you just in touch with them. It's like you're having a conversation with one person, but there's 1,000 people there, and so it's just so now. And I used to get up in front of bigger audiences, and I'd kind of shut down, and I've kind of because I was unsure about talking to that many people, but. I got where I just enjoy being on stage and talking about whatever however the bus caught on fire or any of the kind of weird shit that ever happened. Sorry, weird things that happened to me, and a lot of times it's always anchored to maybe a song that I'm going to play. There'll be a story about that particular song. So I like talking to the audience.
Well, that's it. I mean, the storytelling of the shows are so good. And, and I imagine just having everybody finish the songs. I know my wife saw you earlier this year in Asheville, North Carolina at the Orange Peel. And she was blown away that you didn't have to finish all your songs. The crowd did that after North Carolina lost in the tournament, which delayed the start of the show.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, that was. Yeah, that orange peel. I love the orange peel. There's kind of nothing like it. It's just this kind of oddball, sort of hippy dippy kind of thing going on, And it's really cool. And I've always had a good time. That particular show was really good because I hadn't played there in a long time. It's great. It's outstanding.
Well, and Floor's Country Store is another place that's, just an iconic place, and there's been a lot of talent singing at that particular venue.
Yeah, well, I think they're going on 84 years now this year, 84 years of being in business. And, it's almost as iconic as the Ryman in Nashville, Tennessee. And you have that feeling, there's been so much music there that, maybe you're making it up, but it feels like they're all around you. It's all around you. It's still echoing. In the venue itself. So it's just, it's, I don't know. It's hard to explain because it becomes so internal when you're standing up there and feeling all that music and stuff. It's just you just don't want to burst, You just want to go, I'm going to sing all the songs.
That's it. Just keep going. When they tell you time, say, nah, screw it. Let's keep playing as we visit with Robert Earl Keen here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Robert, when I was working at KMBT in New Braunfels there at 92.1, late 90s, early 2000s, when ragweed was just getting big, and obviously you were already huge. You look at those guys are selling out massive stadiums now after their reunion. You said Turnpike did one of your songs. Why is Americana music having such a resurgence in 2025, 2026?
I think it's something that people can relate to. It's not so carved out like so much pop and country music these days. Americana is rooted in country anyway. So So what they're doing a lot of times is they're doing country songs, but they're really truly saying it from their own perspective, their own heart, and people know that. I mean, they can feel the difference between just a manufactured song and like a song that like really, really it feels personal to everybody. And you can't sit around and write those kind of songs every day, and you damn sure can't write them with like 4 other writers in the room. So it has what Malcolm Gladwell called stick. It sticks with people.
Well, it does stick with people, and it's fun. It's fun to listen to, and it's fun to all the stuff. Robert, when I look at you, not just a performer, you're a giver. For lack of a better, I know you're from Kerrville, or you live in Kerrville, and I know you've done a lot there to help the folks there with unfortunate stuff that has happened in Kerrville the last couple of years. And then you've got something else coming up at the Devil's Backbone later this month for your guitarist, Rich Brotherton.
Rich Brotherton played with me for 25 years, and so he took off, and then he got ALS about, I guess, 2 years ago, and I called him up, and I asked his permission to do this because I didn't just want to go out there and throw it out there, but I asked him if I could just play. I wanted to play these 2 shows at Backbone, and I just wanted to give him the money, and he goes, Rob, you don't need to do that. I said, well, I don't need to do that, Rich, but I really want to do it, and I just need your permission. He said, well, yeah, of course, it'd be an honor. And I said, okay, great. So we got it worked out. Where and those kind of things, guys. What I like to do is really like get all the money that's supposed to come to me all goes to Rich, or all goes to anybody. I used to do Hill Country Youth Orchestra the same way in Kerrville, and I felt like don't put a lot of people in between that door money and the money that's going to the person. So I'm just doing the same thing. It's just basically I'm playing, and he and his family get all the doors. And he told me he's had some help with some other people. They had a big thing in Austin not too long ago at the Paramount. I think it was back in December maybe, and that was just like a star-studded program and stuff. And so this is a smaller deal. It's just us. It's just being the band playing, but it's going to be it's all going to be like giving back to Rich, because Rich was such a great guitar player and such a great band member, and on my records, if you listen to, specifically all the acoustic stuff that he did was incredible. I mean, there were a few things that I had to try to have to substitute, had to have another guitar player try to play. I mean, good players, and they couldn't play it because his thing was so really beautiful but complex at the same time. So he's a stunning guitar player, and so he's all over all my records, and we spent years and years together, and he produced 2 of my records. As a matter of fact, he produced Farm Fresh Onions and What I Really Mean, and those are a couple of my favorite records.
Robert Earl Keen here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Those shows at Devil's Backbone August 25th and 26th. The big Labor Day weekend out at Floor's Country Store. I know you're working on a new record that's going to come out. When you're playing at Floor's for Labor Day weekend, how much new and how difficult is it, Robert, for you to balance the hits everybody wants to hear, but also mix in some of your new songs?
Well, I tell you guys, on that record, I'm keeping it pretty close to my chest. I might do 1 or 2 of those songs, but the internet is so ubiquitous that it all gets out there, and sometimes it doesn't get out there in the way you want it to be. So I kind of hold on to those, but I do have to speak to the fact that how do I work like the songs that people really want to hear, and then other songs that I have. I can just sum it up as I don't really give a damn. I love the audience and stuff, but I like to play what I want to play, and I don't always, and I never play the same set twice. And I'm always mixing and matching. But you know, my effort is always to entertain people. But at the same time, like there are a lot of songs I know when I start to play them, nobody's going to pay much attention to them. But I'm going to enjoy them because I like them. You know, so that's it.
See, I call those the beer and bathroom break songs when I'm at a show.
That's
like, all right, yep.
That's exactly it. But it doesn't keep you from being up there and really enjoying the song itself, you know, because some of those are like they're just really under the radar. Some of them are a little oblique, and people don't like. You have to listen to them 5 times before you totally figure them out. So I understand. I just you know, I want to play what I want to play generally.
Good stuff. Robert Earl Keen, the legend. Big Labor Day weekend, Fan Appreciation Day. Go to the website, Robert Earl Keen's website, and try to get in that lottery. The tickets are free. You just have to be lucky enough to get them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and there's always way more people trying to get a ticket than we actually have. But we have 3,500 tickets available for, you know, on the free side. So at least we got that going for us, you know.
Good stuff. REK, appreciate you jumping on with us this afternoon.
My pleasure, man. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you having me on and, you know, passing on the word. You know, it's you can't do this just from my little bedroom here with my cats and my dogs sitting on the bed. You know, I love my cats and my dogs, but they don't do much for exposure.
Absolutely. Well, you got a couple of big fans here, so anytime, REK, man, appreciate you.
All right, man. Thank you so much. All right.
Robert Earl Keen on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online, buyersbarricades.com. His website, robertearlkeen.com.
Yeah, go there and hope you get lucky. If not, you can buy tickets too. That's quite all right as well. We got to take a break. We're late. We'll return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let me tell you about Synergenics testosterone and weight loss. If you've been dealing with low energy, brain fog, decreased motivation, mood changes, difficulty maintaining lean muscle, it could be low testosterone. What you need to do is get into Synergenics testosterone and weight loss and take the free testosterone test. And if you need it, they're going to get you taken care of, get you started on a program that's going to be based on you, your symptoms, your lab work, your health goals. Treatment is carefully monitored to make sure you feel great, look great, and live your best life. And the testosterone test is absolutely free. So if you want that energy, you want that drive, you want that libido of your younger self, get in to take that free test. It is, if you need it, covered by most insurances. And over there at Synergenics, they only use non-compounded pharmaceutical-grade testosterone. Schedule that free testosterone test today at synergenicshealth.com. Don't settle for feeling less than your best. Go to synergenicshealth.com.
San Antonio Sports Star has South Texas' biggest sports stick, enhanced by Dr. Boom Boom Pow. KTFM Floresville, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. What if one smart decision could improve your water and eliminate 5 years of shopping for everyday soaps and cleaners? For this month only, buy a Kinetico water softener and receive a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water station at your kitchen sink, plus 5 full years of pure and gentle personal care and household cleaning product. That means no buying hand soap, body wash, shampoo, laundry detergent, dish soap, all-purpose cleaners, and more for a full 5 years. Now, you can choose from a wide variety of fresh fragrances or select fragrances fragrance-free options for your family, Connecticut gives your home better water, helps protect your plumbing and appliances, and is built to be the last water softener you'll ever own. But this offer ends August the 31st, and once August is over, the 5-year Pure and Gentle package is gone forever. Make the wise decision for your home. Call Connecticut today for better water quality, a free K5 drinking station, and 5 years of essentials. 5 years of soaps and cleaners. One limited time. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE.
ConnecticutSA.com.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered 24/7 because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit JesseHernandezLaw.com. That's JesseHernandezLaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
If alcohol or drug use is hurting you or someone you love, you are not alone. I'm Peter McCarthy of the San Antonio Council on Alcohol and Drug Awareness, known as CICADA. There is help, there is hope. Call CICADA at 210-225-4741 or visit cicada.org.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Spurs tip off the NBA season as part of a triple header in the Western Conference Finals rematch with the Thunder October 20th in San Antonio. Then on Christmas Day will be the NBA Finals rematch. The Spurs and the Knicks on for 11 a.m. tip-off Friday, October 23rd. Spurs will take on Kevin Durant and the Rockets at the Moody Center. 8:30 tip-off there. It will be televised on Amazon Prime.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yes, it is. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix. Happy to have you along on this Tuesday afternoon. Whatever you're doing, however you are doing it. Robert Earl Keen with us. A little bit late.
We'll
get back
late.
on track.
And that's not Robert Earl's fault.
It's not his fault.
That's his PR
not
company's
at all.
fault.
Yes, I agree completely. And you know what? And you've dealt with this before. I've dealt with it before. And it's just, I'll never understand if you've got a certain amount of time that you're with a guest, why the PR people don't step up and say, hey, done.
Well, or communicate better with the next one.
Exactly.
I mean, especially if you know it's live. If he's calling somebody and it's taped, all right, that's one thing. But at least communicate. That PR company was, and I'm going through their entire press release. Nowhere does it say where to sign up for the lottery. I had to go Google that in the middle of the interview.
Well, there you go. That's you're doing their work for them.
Well, then that's part of me, too, because I read the press release ahead of time and didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Until it was like, he's like, yeah, go to the website. And I'm like, yeah, the website is not listed here. Son of a RobertEarlKeen.com.
Yep.
And now we're really late, and we've got a new sponsor for the Headline Blitz.
This is...
I'd have never thought of that.
Wow. Okay, well...
I would have just set the helmet on fire and
I don't want to think about it, Minix.
What do you mean?
I don't want to think about it.
Joe, when you're sitting at the house, you and Maggie enjoying a nice glass of wine, wearing your football helmets, helmeting. I don't know what. So apparently there's some sort of new weed strain that is causing relentless vomiting, abdominal pain, and screaming. There's scromiting.
Uh-huh.
It causes you to scream and throw up at the same time. Scromiting.
Scream and throw up.
Yes.
So, but just bad pot.
Well, there's something with this weed strain, and so in September of 2025, CDC has actually named this ICD-10-CM diagnosis, and so now when people come in the ER's market, you can actually track it, and it affects a whole lot of people. Now,
You think?
Look, you had one bad experience with that weed. I don't know that I go back to that, whatever it is you bought at the shop.
Well, who's to say they bought it at a shop?
Well,
you still got dudes.
That's where the majority of people are getting stuff, and I believe this particular one you're not going to find from your guy down the road in your Venmo lawn service, right?
Well, I'm just saying you're not going to. There's no shops in Texas, Minix.
No.
So you have to rely on the dude on the corner.
Well, true, but in states where it's legal, which is most of them, not named Texas, this is I thought weed was supposed to help you health-wise, not cause GI issues.
Dude, I don't know.
Scromiting.
Yeah.
What a great word.
That's ridiculous.
Very unfortunate.
Yes, it is.
Very, very unfortunate.
Yeah. It certainly is unfortunate. But, that's the way that it goes. So, we really going to talk about Hard Knocks?
We are.
Why?
Because I wrote the rundown today because you were late.
Jeez.
You were trying to get your damn sandwich.
There's a story there, too. And again, we want to thank our new sponsor for the Headline Blitz, brought to you by Argo Group Specialty Insurance for complex risks. Hard Knocks. Yeehaw!
Here we go.
When we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me tell you about Stevens Roofing, though. Love talking about Stevens Roofing. A great company, family-owned company, local company, a company that's been in business since 1983. That's all I need to tell you, really, about because that should tell you everything you need to know about the quality of work they do, about their reputation, and about how they do.
Antonio Sports Star Fall Golf Classic. See you there.
Life is meant to be christushealth.org.
Argo Group delivers specialty insurance.
Every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs.
I don't know. It's the beauty of the radio. Or a gazillion apps, although we do want you watching on YouTube.
Absolutely.
I blame A.J. Hoffman.
You do?
He's got to be the gremlin in there doing something.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Hard Knocks music get you fired up for tonight?
Is that what that was? Yeah, I didn't recognize that either. No. Again, dude,
I know you're not a big fan, but maybe you'll watch tonight because of something that Pat McAfee said earlier today.
I'm being told by the NFL Films people, okay? Mm-hmm. This doesn't always happen, especially with Hard Knocks, because they understand what has happened to Hard Knocks with the advancements of access that teams have been given now on social media and digital content and everything like that. Hard Knocks used to be the only real look inside an NFL building for fans. Mm-hmm. Used to be it. That's why it was so groundbreaking, trailblazing, phenomenal stuff. Things that we never thought we'd be able to see, we were able to see with Hard Knocks. It won a bunch of awards. Then it kind of sizzled out.
Yeah.
Then every team they picked sucked.
Yeah.
Then they became a curse.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Then teams didn't want them. Then they tried an off-season one. And the Giants did everything wrong that you could possibly want.
Oh, boy.
Unless
you were watching.
Unless you were a fan of another team.
Yes.
Then you thought to yourself, there's no way that's happening in our building. And Joe Shane's sitting there like, Jesus, I mean, these are tough decisions. Everybody would be nice to be able to do this. So we thought Hard Knocks potentially dead and going forever. I'm getting a lot of texts from people. First time in years, I'd say. This is happening. Tonight's episode of Hard Knocks, they're saying it's one of the best ones they've ever done.
Really?
Wow.
Yes, that is actual. That is just a weird text to receive from these people. Keith has sent it. 2 other people in the building have sent me random text messages that said, we think you guys will talk about Hard Knocks on Wednesday. Tuesday's episode's very good.
All right.
Okay.
So that is...
What could happen?
Now, again, all right, enough of that. Pledge, thank you. The Spurs are featured in tonight's Hard Knocks episode.
Well, Mitch Johnson is.
Well, and Brian Wright. Maybe does that make it the best Hard Knocks ever, which I find comical if that's the case.
Well, I would find it comical too. Are they going to break some news? Are they going to say, "Hey, we got a big trade on the line"? It's
no, but
LeBron's changed his mind. He screw Philadelphia's coming to San Antonio.
No, but they did admit to complete tanking to get Wemby.
How old was Wemby when you guys drafted him?
He was 19.
He was 19 when we drafted him. When did everybody know that he existed and was a good player?
So our CEO actually saw him. He was in the gym, just happened to be in the gym. I actually wasn't planning to see him. He was 16. or was just about to turn 16, and came back after his trip. And so I think I saw the greatest player I've ever seen in my life. And literally 12 months later, we put the plan in motion to turn the team over and have the chance to draft him in a couple years.
Wow. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yes.
They admitted it. They were tanking.
Yes. Well,
yeah.
You kind of have to admit it when it's obvious as hell what's going on. And Wemby's here, and one trip to the finals, unsuccessful, but he's here, and the future's bright.
Well, again, I mean, saying you're not a playoff team and trying to lose, well, again, it makes sense, and it worked. They got Wemby. And what's interesting, because, Mitch Johnson grew up in Seattle, and so no real surprise he's a Seahawks fan, and they knew going up there they were going to be on Hard Knocks. And I know a lot of you out there, not named Joe, get excited when you hear kind of the background on different things, like Mitch Johnson and Coach McDonald talking about building culture.
The identity stuff, what about from from going into this camp? Have you changed much, or is it now kind of like it's set in place, now just growing it and building it?
The challenge I had was how do you deliver the same message to the majority of the guys, because you're also trying to make them everybody think that we're all new, and then they also trying to get them to understand that this is who we are, and so it's really important that we protect it so they hear it, and then the next one is our style of play, just as a good time for it because they're kind of in the meat of camp, but
And you call those culture days?
I think of it in terms of we're in the install phase of training camp, so we're installing our systems, I'm installing our culture.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that. Let me write that down.
Yeah. Oh, I'm awake.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's going to be the best episode ever. And
nice little power nap there
Mitch
during that soundbite.
talking about Wemby wanting to be the best ever.
Of all the goals, he wants to be the best player ever. No, he'd tell you that without a blink. I want to be the best player ever, which is a great statement. He's never done anything that puts himself above the team, ever.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
so he was always like that.
No, that's a problem.
Since we've had him.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. It's going to be the best ever episode.
Best ever.
That's what somebody texted McAfee.
Well, McAfee seemed excited about it.
Well, I mean, again, Hard Knocks used to be great.
Who is the team this year?
The Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
Yes.
Super Bowl champs.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Watching the first episode on Sunday when I was just trying to recover from getting home after a 7-hour flight delay at 3:30 in the morning and just mindlessly watching television.
Right.
Seattle's facility is beautiful.
Oh, yeah?
Dude, right there on the water. It's incredible. It's a pretty incredible facility.
What channel is Hard Knocks on?
HBO.
HBO.
It doesn't matter to you.
Well, not really, but
HBO or Max.
Yeah, I watched a documentary last night on some cruise ship that sank back in 2011.
You must have been bored. Dude, watch Lucky, Westies, or Silo's. Not bad.
All right.
I'll give you some shows. Or Ted Lasso.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
Although, admittedly,
I don't really like that dude. The guy that plays Ted Lasso. I'm not a big fan of his.
Dude.
Not really, no.
Wow.
Well, okay, I'm not a big fan.
I'll tell you. I can say this. Episode 1 sucked of Ted Lasso.
I did?
It sucked. It was slow. Now they're setting it up, but you all know, I'm watching it going, okay, they're coming to Kansas City to try to convince him to go back to London to coach the ladies team. We already know that he's going to take the job, so what are you doing with this setup? It was awful. Although watching them try to figure out Kansas City culture might have been the funniest parts. It was not a good first episode.
Huh.
And
it'll get better.
If it doesn't, I'll bail. I mean, because Lasso used to be one of those great feel-good, reel you in and let's go. And episode 1 of Ted Lasso sucked.
Well, that's too bad. I mean, sometimes those things run their course, right? And it's hard to
And this one ran its course. That season 3 was it. That was supposed to be it. And episode 1 felt like you sons are just going for a straight money grab.
That's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is.
Yeah. Episode 2 will be better.
Well, you hope.
It's got to be.
You think?
If not, I'm done.
Well, so you're trying to get me to watch episode 1, and you just told me it sucked.
No.
Now, why would I watch it?
You haven't watched season 1 of Ted Lasso.
I have not.
If you started on this season 4, yeah, you're going to be like, what the hell? It's kind of like you watching Euphoria. You couldn't figure out what was going on because you didn't pick up at the beginning. You tried to pick up with Sydney Sweeney's boobs, and
her boobs in Ted Lasso. If they are, I'll watch.
Well, we'll just tell you. You'll just keep watching for them.
I'm curious because that's the only reason I watched Euphoria. Was for that. Yeah. So if I don't know if there's somebody in there that's shiny and
there is
big boobs.
Yeah.
Does she show them?
No.
Well, then there you go. Sorry, Ted. You're out, buddy. Don't you have actors and actresses
Dude,
that sometimes you just
watching a documentary about a ship sinking, and you can't go back and watch season 1 of Ted Lasso?
It was very. Aren't there some guys or girls, actors that you just don't like that just kind of turn you off? He's one of them. I've never thought he was funny, and I just don't like him for whatever reason.
Go
I don't know.
watch Landman as opposed to a sinking ship.
Well, I
go
watch
watch last year's Cowboys season in review if you want to watch a sinking ship.
Very well played, sir. Very well played.
Lord.
Yes.
Weatherman Dan, we see you there. We'll take your call at some point in the next hour.
Yeah, Weatherman Dan, you are the man, sir. For hanging on that long.
Spurs.
Well, he does.
He does.
All right. Well,
we will.
Well, yeah, we'll eventually.
Maybe.
I don't know.
We just did. But we
you are.
We were going to, and then we sidetracked on Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
I blame Reinagel.
You blame me. See, I think Minix has stock in some of these shows.
Weatherman Dan, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, y'all brought up the Landman and all that, but I have to share this with y'all. That Christmas schedule, I just literally texted all my 6 daughters and mother-in-law, my wife, and I said, Christmas Day, go spend it with everyone else. Leave me alone. I want to watch the Spurs and Knicks, the NFL schedule. And the reason I brought up Landman, my daughter just got a scholarship with TCU. She's going to be a showgirl next year on the dance team.
Nice.
I'm calling for the number 1 recruit that the Spurs did in the offseason. They got the number 1 free agent, and people don't even realize. Billy Donovan, everybody was blaming Fox. Let's trade Fox. Let's trade. We wouldn't have been in the championship if it wasn't for De'Aaron Fox. So I'm going to share this with you. Having Billy Donovan helping out Mitch, I'm going to tell you right now, I can see us right back in the finals, but, barring injuries and all that, I can't say that for sure. But I'll tell you right now, having an X's and O's guy, not leaving timeouts on the board at the end of the game, I really believe that's going to help us.
Have you been in a coma, Weatherman Dan?
No.
Have you been on a cruise ship with no internet? We talked about all of that when it was announced. That was I've got a video. Go find it on the San Antonio Sports Star socials talking about everything you just said from
Jason, I appreciate it, but I was in Hawaii 2 weeks, and I was in Orlando for a week.
Yeah, stop bragging, all right?
Jason, I got to compliment you on that. Yes, thank you for doing that. I did not know y'all talked about it, but when I saw the Christmas schedule, I wanted to brag on Billy Donovan being the number 1 pickup. So.
Yeah.
Dude, I will agree with you on that.
Breaking news from 4 months ago.
Well, I'll agree with him on that. That Christmas Day schedule is great. Spurs and Knicks, and then NFL football.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
1-2 punch.
Boom.
1-2 punch.
Thanks
y'all
for
take
hanging
care.
on. Appreciate you.
I'm glad he called in with that breaking news.
Yeah.
Billy Donovan, huh?
How about that? Yeah. He's all right. He's excited about it.
He is.
So that's good.
Like he just woke up and read the news.
I agree with him on De'Aaron Fox. Everybody needs to get off his back.
Yeah.
Please. Let's talk some Cowboys in because they did have a scrimmage against the Rams. And we've got some reaction from one Dak Prescott and I believe Brian Schottenheimer. We'll hear from those guys when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Injuries happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area, they have extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, go to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
The Cowboys are action starts Saturday.
Knock the ball! Touchdown to Pickens!
The Cowboys and the Seahawks. Pregame at 6. Kickoff at 7.
Rubber shoulder the goal line! Touchdown, Prescott!
Presented by AA Best Belmonts and the Davis Law Firm. San Antonio's home for Dallas Cowboys football.
Touchdown, Cowboys!
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
If you've been hurt by a commercial vehicle, every second counts. The experienced team at Davis Law Firm has helped injured clients for more than 30 years. We know the questions to ask and the evidence to gather to help you get the verdict or settlement you deserve. Many cases often involve severe injuries and complicated investigations. So don't talk to anyone until you talk to the force. Call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. San Antonio, Austin, Corpus Christi, Laredo, RGV, Permian Basin. Attorney consultation by appointment only.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything! The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu!
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Now at Lowe's, faster quotes start at the Lowe's Pro Desk. Got a material list handwritten on a sticky note or saved as a photo? Perfect. Bring it to us and get a quote in minutes. And if you don't see what you need on the shelf, we'll help you get it. You can access thousands of products beyond what's available in-store or on Lowe's.com, right from the Lowe's Pro Desk. Build quotes faster and source the materials you need to keep your jobs moving. Just like that, at Lowe's.
If you or someone you love is struggling with alcohol or drug use, you do not have to carry it alone. I'm Peter McCarthy of the San Antonio Council on Alcohol and Drug Awareness, known as CICADA. We help people take the next step with compassion, privacy, and no judgment. You do not need all the answers, just a safe place to start. And 90% of our services are provided at no cost. Call CICADA at 210-225-4741. That's 210-225-4741. Or visit cicada.org.
Hi, I am Officer Sarai Walton with the San Antonio Police Department. SAPD is always hiring, and you can apply online if you think you have what it takes to become part of the SAPD family. Submit your application at sapdcareers.com. Once you submit your application, you will be contacted to begin the process. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring. Start your journey to a rewarding career by applying online at sapdcareers.com. That is sapdcareers.com.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
This is AJ Hoffman on your home for Dallas Cowboys football. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, by all intents and purposes, it was a pretty good day for the Dallas Cowboys as they went head-to-head with the LA Rams in the Rams practice training camp site. So they had to go on the road a little bit. But looks like they did pretty well. Siobhan Ravel is a name that stands out. Who was the linebacker? Barron?
Yep. Justin
Barron. 3 interceptions today. One of them against Matthew Stafford. I think Dak was picked off once, but other than that, had a pretty decent day. Jaden Blue fumbled, so not a good day for him. So I don't know. All in all, whatever you think you can take out of something like that when you're talking about a joint practice, there you go. I mean, there was no video shot of it, which was the problem. So we just had to rely on the reporters there that were tweeting what they were seeing.
The offense scored 2 touchdowns. Sam Howell and Dak Prescott each had touchdown passes. Tyler Guyton left for a moment with an elbow, missed some snaps, but he was able to get back in there, which is good news for him because he's been dealing with an elbow a couple of times during camp, and that dude has to stay healthy. His career might depend on him staying healthy. And they also dealt with something at the Rams facility at Woodland Hills that never happens in Oxnard, and that is a light drizzle. They got a little bit of rain today, which is probably good. And according to Brian Schottenheimer, the players on their own decided to do the conditioning test, a little run afterwards, with DeMarvion Overshown and Dak Prescott being the ones kind of getting that going, that according to Calvin Watkins from the Dallas Morning News.
Well, good. And we do have some reaction from those guys, Shotty and Dak Prescott. Prescott just talking about what he thought about the practice.
I mean, first time going against, another jersey, another team. I thought it was good. Is it quite where we wanted to be? No, not necessarily, but started off, obviously hitting the runs. So some things were physical. It's hard to tell exactly what a gain is, when guys aren't going to the ground. But then as it developed, getting into the red zone, even the 2-minute there, getting called down where it looked like he's right at the sticks, just part of practice. But ultimately felt good about it.
He felt good about it. Well, good for him.
Well, and again, Shoddy after practice today.
We've got the right guys, and the leaders of this football team are some of our best players. And historically, that usually means you're going to have a lot of success.
All right.
Now, that's important for one reason and one reason only. I'm glad he said that today. And I had no idea what he was going to say there because, I hadn't heard it until just then. Having the right guys. Yesterday about this time, we got the news about Quinnen Williams and that big extension.
Mm-hmm.
And some dude called bitching about you can give him money but not Micah Parsons. And Joe Reinagel's head exploded. And that's okay because the Cowboys made the right decision moving on from Micah Parsons.
They did.
And they have won this trade big time, Quinnen Williams being one of the many pieces that the Cowboys acquired. But one of the things that we've talked about, and we talked about this yesterday, and you go back to something that Brian Schottenheimer told us last week on the Blitz when we were in Oxnard about having the right guys in the locker room. Stephen Jones, and I'm reading a quote from John Machota because Stephen, after the signing of Quinnen Williams, did I guess probably a walk and talk with the print media. We haven't seen video or audio of this, just various people quoting it from the Cowboys beat. This is from John Machota's tweet from Stephen Jones talking about, Quinnen Williams being a great player, right? Quote, he's the best player on the field whenever he's out there. The other thing is just what a man he is. He's a leader. We didn't have a lot of leadership on defense for the last couple of years. To have him and Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary, I think they really picked it up over there in terms of the culture and the leadership. I don't know about you, but that feels like a direct shot at Micah Parsons and maybe a little wing over to Trayvon Diggs as well.
Well, and I think so. And I think, you've got to have the right guys. The Spurs have made a hell of a living doing it and won a lot of championships doing it that way, making sure they have quality guys with a lot of talent, but the right kind of guys in the locker room. And it doesn't mean that they've always had that. There's been here and there some guys, obviously, but you try and weed those out. And I think that was a big part of what the Cowboys did. And I think you can go all the way back to when Jerry Jones, actually, when the negotiations and everybody was asking, well, this is a no-brainer. You got to sign Micah Parsons. And Jerry said, look, I need to see some leadership. I need you to be a leader on this team. And I think if you look back that and you put it in perspective of what Steven just said, I think it tells you a lot of why they did not want to keep Micah Parsons.
And it's funny, as we're talking about it, he is on ESPN right now. And you've probably seen this clip where he talks about nobody has a higher IQ in the NFL than he does. And I would love for Micah to respond to what Steven said on his podcast, but you know what he doesn't do in Green Bay? A podcast.
No, I wonder why.
Well, it pissed off a lot of his teammates in Dallas. We know that. Green Bay doesn't allow things. Jerry loves his players can do stuff like that, but you have to do it in a responsible way. But when you think about no matter how great of a player Micah Parsons is, and he is a great player, and I wish he was able to make it work in Dallas, but he wasn't the right guy for the locker room. And maybe getting traded and going somewhere else, the light bulb went off for him about being a better teammate. But there are a lot of things about Micah Parsons when he was in Dallas that you could look at and say, that's not a great teammate. And you go ask any coach or any former player about what not great teammates are like, no matter how talented they are, that stuff wears thin pretty quickly. And that was one of the reasons why Jerry hesitated. Now, granted, he thought he had a deal. And if that handshake deal, that agreement that Jerry and Micah had made had gone through, he would still be in Dallas. But going up to that, you think about comments that Jerry made about you've got to understand what the responsibilities are when you get that kind of money. It's the leadership. You heard Micah talking about leadership conversations that he would have with Jerry. But to hear that from Steven, and then Schottenheimer constantly talking about having the right guys in the room, those are direct shots at former players.
Well, absolutely. And I think the two that you mentioned are the targets, or certainly the main targets. And when you're talking about Trayvon Diggs and Micah Parsons, Diggs is still without a team, by the way.
Yeah.
He's trying to finagle his way in some places, but we'll see. So far, nobody's taken it. He had one good year, and then he kind of fell off the face of the earth. But that's neither here nor there. He's gone. I just think, look, if the Cowboys would have signed Micah Parsons, even to the contract that Jerry wanted to sign him to, I think they would have been handcuffed and still wouldn't have had the flexibility to do what they're doing now. It's the best thing that's happened to this team. I get it, Micah Parsons. Nobody wanted to see him go. I understand, except for me. I get that. I understand it. But it has allowed the Cowboys to do some things that they would not otherwise have been able to do. And on paper, it still has to be proven on the field, and I will grant you that. And I said that in the video I shot yesterday. But you look at this team on paper right now, it is so much better than it was when Micah Parsons was here. I'm not saying that any of the players are as good as Micah Parsons or whatever, but collectively, this team is so much better on paper, and I expect some good things from them this year.
Well, and that's it. And one of the other things that Steven said yesterday, when two people want to get it done, you're able to get it done. Every deal is done differently. I was a little surprised that Quinnen Williams' deal was done so quickly and, quite frankly, so quietly. A drama-free major signing by the Dallas Cowboys.
And with 2 years left on his contract.
Yeah, I mean, Jerry generally makes star players with CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott. There's always something when it comes to the Cowboys. Quinnen Williams, that's not there. Steven was asked yesterday about George Pickens, because that deal does allow them maybe to still be able to work on something long-term with George Pickens. And, Jerry has said GP could be here the rest of his career. A lot of that's going to depend on how much GP really wants, but Steven's response, I'm worried about this season. To tell you the truth, I just want to get some wins.
That's a great answer.
Focus on the now.
It's a great answer. You'll deal with that in the offseason because George Pickens knows, and he seems to have accepted it very well, the fact that he's playing on the franchise tag this year. And that's it. So you talk about that in the offseason, and you make your decision there. Do you bring him back? Do you sign him, or does he walk away? And so all of those decisions will be made. And hopefully you're talking about a very successful season after that. And I think if it is, and Pickens has another good year, then I think the Cowboys find a way to keep him around. I mean, I really do. I don't see why they wouldn't if he has another season like he had before. And I think you hit the nail on the head, Jason. Depending on what he wants and what he's going to demand, could make a huge difference in whether he stays in Dallas or not.
And, man, how successful are the Cowboys this year might have a long way to go with that. But the George Pickens that we heard about and knew reputation-wise from his days in Pittsburgh doesn't seem to be the same guy that we've seen in Dallas. Now, last year at training camp, we didn't know him all that well, right?
No, we did not.
You're just seeing him and he's getting along. But everything through the season, through the offseason, and with what we saw, even though he didn't do media while we were out there, but just watching him practice and interact with his teammates, either the change of scenery is exactly what George Pickens needed, or the change of scenery, the light bulb went off. That happens to a lot of players. You realize, all right, to stay in the league and to get what I'm after, paycheck-wise, these are the things I need to do to be a pro. And I think having a guy like CeeDee Lamb showing him the way is really good for George Pickens.
So far, so good. And you worry about a guy once he gets that contract, how's he going to be then? Is he going to be the same guy? And so CeeDee Lamb has. I think CeeDee Lamb has matured beyond belief since he's been a member of the Dallas Cowboys and in the NFL. He really has. Will George Pickens do the same thing? So far, so good. It's going to be interesting to see, though, once he does get that big contract, and he will, whether that's with Dallas or somebody else, then what happens with George Pickens. But good day for the Cowboys against the Rams today. And, again, they've got a preseason game this Saturday night in Seattle, and then one more joint practice. That'll be against the Saints, and then they'll wrap things up in Oxnard and come home and finish out the preseason and get ready for the regular season against the New York Football Giants, on September 13th?
Yeah.
Wow.
About a month away.
Yeah. So
we're almost here.
Almost, man. This is a tough period to get through, but I think we'll all get through it somehow, some way. Let's take a break. When we come back, boy, we got a lot to talk about. So many choices, so many ways to go. What are we going to do? Let's talk a little.
What pissed off Joe today? We're going to get into that because this is a story.
Do you really want to get into that?
Because I think this affects all of us. This isn't just a Reinagel issue.
Well, people are going to say, well, what doesn't piss off Reinagel?
This is true. This should be a daily sponsored segment. What pisses off Joe? What makes his head explode? What grinds his gears?
I think it should be, too, and I don't know why anybody out in that beautiful sales department out there has not sold that yet.
I mean, look, we're on to something here because what happened to Joe today has happened to all of us. And whose fault is it? That becomes the question.
We'll discuss when we continue. Here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me ask you a question. You ever see a Lamborghini driving down the street and you're thinking, man, I would love to have one of those, love to drive one of those, or name any kind of fancy car. There's so many out there, and they are so schwanky and just amazing. Well, you've got an opportunity to do that because there is a company here in San Antonio called Pascucci Prestige. And they've got something really unique. In fact, right now they're looking for founding members, and those members are going to get exclusive perks. So think about this. Instead of owning just one Lamborghini, you're going to get access to a whole fleet of luxury and exotic vehicles. Perfect for date nights, business meetings, weekend getaways, or Just because. That's a good enough reason for me, just because you want to drive something amazing. Here are the key membership benefits. You drive 5 days every month in the vehicle of your choice, 1,000 miles every month. You can use across all kinds of different vehicles, 100 miles in this one, 200 miles in that one, whatever you want to do, plus early access to brand new vehicles before anyone else, and the opportunity to help influence what gets added to the fleet. Founding members get in on the ground floor. They become part of something exclusive. They're even offering discounts to their founding members. Look, if you've been thinking about driving something extraordinary, now is the time. And let me tell you something. You go out and buy a car like that, first of all, you got one car to drive. That's it. Second of all, you got to pay not only whatever you're paying for the car, the insurance, the maintenance, all of that stuff. It's expensive. This is the better way to go. Here's what I want you to do. Go to PascucciPrestige.com. That's PASCUCCI Prestige.com, and ask them about becoming a founding member before all those spots are going to fill up, because they will fill up. Again, it is PascucciPrestige.com, PASCUCCI Prestige.com.
You're listening to The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. Every day you wait, pain has one more day to take from you. If it's keeping you from work, workouts, sleep, or just feeling like yourself, it's time to fix it. At Arasti, we find the root cause and treat it. No pills, no surgery. Most patients feel better in just one visit. Covered by most insurance plans, visit Arasti.com today. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
To find the location nearest you, visit Arasti.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Move over, Chips. There's a new crunchier MVP in the snack aisle. Enter pork rinds. Southern recipe pork rinds are low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein to keep you going. And the flavors, big, bold, crunchy. From sweet barbecue to hot honey, every bite brings that flavor-packed crunch you crave. Grab your favorites today at H-E-B or online at porkrinds.com. Southern recipe pork rinds are your snack time, crunch time hero.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit JoeGomezLaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. No purchase necessary to join. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Only available in permitted states. See T&Cs.
Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in the state where it's legal.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Girl, it's back. We've been waiting. I love that Honey Pepper Pimento Sandwich.
And that Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle-dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back. I saw, girl.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, there's no decision made yesterday for the future of college football, the playoff model. That's according to Heather Dinich of ESPN. The idea of a 20-team model not being evaluated as of right now. More time needs to be spent, they say, on exploring a 24-team format. December 1st is the deadline to decide on a format if it's going to change by 2027. Rangers continue their series with the Angels tonight. You can hear it right here on 94.1 at 8 o'clock.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oh, yeah, on a Tuesday. We're having some fun today because there's so much going on. Great time of year. Hope you're having a good Tuesday, whatever you're doing, however you're doing it. Appreciate you stopping by here, listening to The Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He is Jason, and we're happy to have you along.
We are, always, and so much going on. We'll talk some more Cowboys joint practice today with the Rams coming up in about 30 minutes. Our buddy Mike Fisher, who has covered the Cowboys forever, will join us here on the Blitz. But before we get to that, something happened to Reinagel today at lunch, and it's happened to all of us. Whose fault is it? Like, there are fast food restaurants that you go to, and you just order by the number. You don't even look at the menu.
Nope.
I did that today. My order was fine. Reinagel did that today at a different place, and his order was completely wrong because the restaurant changed their numbers on the menu. Reinagel didn't look at the menu. Why would he? He knows exactly what he wants when he goes in there. And then he gets his order, and he's like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, it's weird because I walk in there, and I typically go to this place once a week.
Yep.
And I go in, I say, I want a number 2, and yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. And okay, it's usually what I want.
Yep.
And as she brought it out there, it was a chicken sandwich swimming in mayonnaise. Swimming in mayonnaise. And I'm like, wait, I didn't order that. I didn't order that. That's not what I ordered. And she goes, wow, the girl up there's new, and she's been making a lot of mistakes today. And I'm like, well, yeah. Duh. And then so as I'm sitting there, and I said, well, I told her what I wanted, what I normally get. And she goes, okay, I'll fix it. We'll make you one back there. And so I'm just sitting there waiting, and it took forever, by the way. They're having a bad day at this particular place today.
It happens.
And so I look at the menu, and I'm like, number 2 is a chicken sandwich. And I'm like, oh, man. So I went up to the lady, and like I go there probably once a week. And so she's seen me in there before, and I said, look, I owe you guys an apology. I ordered a number 2. The girl was correct. But I said, when the hell did you change your menu? She goes, yeah, we just changed it. Because when I look on there now, what I normally order is in small letters under the regular number 1. So it's a number 1. You just got to ask for a number 1 with what I like on it.
Uh-huh. All right. So here's the question. When that happens at a restaurant, now, so the new person at the register got everything right the way Joe ordered it.
Yeah.
But it's still wrong because, and again, is it Joe's fault? He didn't look at the menu. He's got his routine. That number has been that number for a long time.
Long time.
Or if you've just changed your menu and somebody orders just by the number, you know what I want? I want the number 2. Are you sure? Because we changed our numbers. Yep, I'm sure. Okay, cool. Or no. Actually, that's not what I want.
Not at all.
Is it up to the restaurant to make sure with the customer that they are getting what they want? Because this restaurant had to remake Joe's sandwich today. They were very kind about it.
They were. Even though I admitted it was well I should have looked at the menu, I guess. And
where I mean, great customer service there because technically they gave you what you ordered. But they changed the number so it's not what you wanted.
No. Not even close, especially the swimming in mayonnaise part.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Pledge, get creative and come up with a poll question for that. We'll make this a poll question. If the restaurant changes a menu item number, Is it their responsibility when you order by the number to make sure you're actually ordering what you think you're ordering?
And here's the thing. I was just in there last week, and the menu was the same.
Uh-huh.
I had no issue. And so it must have changed between that day and today. And couldn't there be like a sign, new menu? Hey, we got a new menu. You could have said that at hey, new menu. We've got some new items up here, or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Would have been helpful. And
Sure.
I would have looked up there and gone, oh, well, the number 2 now is a chicken sandwich swimming in mayonnaise.
Yeah. So you're not going to get the number 2 ever again.
So I'm not going to do that.
Ever again. Joe hates mayonnaise.
I can't, don't like it. So anyway, that would have been helpful. But as soon as I want a number. Now, granted, this was a new girl. There's a lady there. She's very sweet. She's an older lady that has been working there since I've been going to this particular place. And so that's who I was talking to. And then I felt bad, and I apologized, and she still took care of me. So that was very nice of her. But it was a new girl. Maybe had it been the lady that I normally deal with, she would have told me that.
Like, hey, I know your order. That ain't it.
That ain't it.
Hey, I'm going to throw you a curveball and order something different. Now, early on YouTube, and you can access our YouTube page, get there, a shortcut through sasportstar.com. If you're on YouTube, search out San Antonio Sports Star. It's the old man's fault. I think they're talking about you.
Me?
Tom Guerrero, it's the customer's responsibility to look at the menu. You know you're ordering too much, take out drive-through, and you order by the number. Ben Brasino says it's Joe's fault for not reading the menu.
I don't care what Ben says.
Chris Bell says you should always look at the menu. Fast food restaurants make mistakes. Look, they get mistakes plenty, right? And that does come with the territory. I get that. I order everything with no tomatoes because I'm allergic to them. And there's one particular spot near my house that is a great chain. I won't go to that one because they always screw it up. Everywhere else, like today.
And I've had no issue.
It was perfect,
yeah.
right? See, now, Billy, it's not what Whataburger did not change their menu.
This was not Whataburger.
See, I went to Whataburger today, and I got my number 7, no tomatoes, add cheese, let's go.
And you just said number 7, didn't you?
Yeah, number 7. I don't even look at the menu.
Of course not.
They start off with, do you want to try this? Nope, I want the number 7 with cheese, no tomato. Cool. Fries. Yep. What's your drink? Tea. Half sweet, half unsweet. Let's go. I mean, part of it. If I went there and they changed the number 7 and I got a chicken sandwich, I'd be pissed. Like where Joe went today, to me, I think there should be a sign like menu items have changed.
Right. So, or we've got new additions or something. Because it looked, I've never seen a chicken sandwich swimming in mayonnaise before on their menu, although I haven't looked for that. But I'm just saying, everybody's blaming me, and maybe that's it. I did apologize after I realized it was on the menu, but they were nice enough to make the sandwich that I wanted anyway. So,
and they probably enjoyed eating the free one.
Well, maybe somebody
Who
did.
knows?
If they like,
let's hope.
If they like,
because
lots
the
of mayonnaise.
restaurant did make it right. There was great customer service.
Yes.
The head exploding part was it took them 40 minutes or so to get that done.
Oh my gosh, it was so well. Apparently, this new girl who was at the register, and why she was at the register, I don't know.
Everybody has a first day, man.
Yeah, but she wasn't supervised. You're working a register.
Everybody has a first day of solo flying.
I guess, but so she was screwing up a lot of things. It took a long time. You know what the beauty of this place is? When you pay, there is no tip. And I appreciate that. And it's one of my favorite places.
Yeah, me too.
Because I go once a week. There's a reason why I go once a week. That thing's right there.
Yeah,
so I have to do something
it's
before.
It's on my rotation too. I mean, and yes, we eat a lot of fast food at lunch.
Yes, and so like I said, I always go in. Give me a number 2. That's what I want. And it's always perfect until today. And I looked at that thing going, Now, if I liked mayonnaise, I probably would have just said, okay, whatever, leave it here. Had I known it was going to take another 20 minutes to get the sandwich that I wanted. My intent was to eat there because I typically do. I got enough time and still get here when I normally do, but at that point in time. So I texted old Jason and said,
I'm running late.
I'm going to be a little bit late, brother. Yeah.
I can't read the text on air. He was not a happy camper when he got here.
But it's okay. See, everybody's blaming me. I don't get it. So all of you folks, and that's fine. Everybody wants to blame me. I get it. So everybody that's blaming me always goes into a fast food place, and you have your order, and you always look at the menu and say, oh, yeah, okay, it's still the same number. Hey, give me a number 2. Nobody does that. Nobody.
If you know exactly what you're getting, I don't know. I don't look at the menu, right? I know if I go to, you name it, I'm getting the same thing everywhere I go. I walk into a Subway, I know what I'm getting. I'm not really looking at the menu. Same at Thundercloud Subs or Jersey Mike's or Whataburger or Schlotsky's or you name it, right? I guess, and I don't go there often enough to know their menu, and I'm not going anytime soon. But if I were to go into a Taco Bell today, I think I'd be looking for everything that's not tacos with lettuce, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if that's still a thing, but that's not on the regular rotation. Taco Cabana used to be, but they've closed all the ones by the radio station, and that's the thing. You think about our kind of general radius for the radio station, there's only so many options, right? If I go to Burger Boy, I'm not looking at the menu. I know that I'm getting the bait special or the working man. It's one of the two, and I'll decide when I'm going over there with the orange freeze. It's wonderful. We all know our orders everywhere we're going. Even when you say I'm going to try something new, you don't. Every time I go into Paisanos, I'm going to get something besides the shrimp. Nope, always get the shrimp.
Yeah. Well, I just, it was so convenient. You walk in, man, number 2.
Yep.
Boom. I'll take that. Jalapeno chips and a bottle of water.
Yep.
And there you
go. They changed their numbers. See, now I'm with you. If there was a sign, then that's kind of on you. And you said you looked around and there was no sign that they changed their numbers.
They did not. No.
And so to me, it's on the restaurant. If you just order by number, then I think the restaurant needs to confirm.
I agree, and I'm sitting there, and I'm facing the counter where they've got the menu up there on the wall, in the back wall, and that's when I finally snapped and went, oh wait, that's a new menu, that's different, and the number 2 is a chicken sandwich in lots of mayo. Oh, they don't say that, but there was. That's when I went up and apologized. I felt bad. I said, look, it's not the new girl's fault, it's mine. That's what I ordered, and so, whatever I need to do. But the nice lady that always takes care of me said, I already have them making you what you want.
See?
So there you go.
Old ladies love Joe Reinagel.
They do. They do.
It's interesting. The comments are blasting Reinagel on our YouTube page.
I know it.
Yet the vote is 65%. It's on the restaurant. So the comments and the voting doesn't match up. Go comment, go vote. On the YouTube page, you can access it again through sasportstar.com.
Very good, very good. I'm going to tell you, if you are not looking forward to Christmas Day, I don't know what you're looking forward to. Obviously, Christmas Day is special anyway, but it is a sports fan's dream this year, without a doubt. We'll let you know why when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds. 210-225-2121 is the phone number. You can text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online. Just go to mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online, mybestbailbonds.com.
Sports doesn't come with an owner's manual. Good thing you got us. Breaking it down, calling it as we see it. Every day.
Just a bit outside.
On 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
$30 million in guaranteed prizes. Cash in this football season in Las Vegas with 3 Circa Sports contests. Entry starting at $1,000, all with no rate. Circa Million, 18 weeks of point spread action. Circa Survivor, pick one winner each week, no point spread. And the Big Daddy, Circa Grandissimo, with a $100,000 entry fee. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $30 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
I like shorts that are pretty short.
What do kids want to wear back to school? We ask them.
I love wearing things that make me feel confident. They have to be like really comfortable too. Yeah. Nike shoes, running shoes.
Like I think I wear my Birkenstocks every single day.
I just wear what I want and I let other people wear what they want.
Right now at Academy Sports and Outdoors, get Nike, Adidas, and Reebok athletic shoes from $29.99 through August 12th. Academy. Fun can't lose.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Life is meant to be lived in motion, in the moment, on the go. If a sports injury or chronic pain threatens to slow you down, hold you back, or take you out of the game, Christus Health is here, right where you live, with complete personalized orthopedic care. Because you have a lot of games to play, miles to go, and life to live. Christus Health, your life, our purpose. Find care near you at ChristusHealth.org.
Hop in a John Deere Gator XUV for a day's work. Let's see what's on the to-do list. There goes the tree. And the fence. Not a problem. Because you've got a cargo box filled with solutions. Up to 4,000 pounds of towing capacity. And you're ready to roll.
The power's out!
Here we go again. The Gator XUV. Built for every kind of workday. Learn more at johndeere.com/Gator XUV. Nothing runs like a deer.
The Golics are back. Catch them tomorrow morning at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Put it on your calendar, Monday. It's August 17th. That's when you can begin registering for our 2026 San Antonio Sports Star Fall Golf Classic. I can't talk today. It's presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla. The golf tournament itself is September 21st out at Silverhorn Golf Club, but you can begin registering on Monday, August 17th, and it behooves you to do that. The first 20 who register on the first day, which is Monday, get a free Flight by Yingling golf towel. All right, so, and they're swanky towels. I'm going to tell you, it's worth your while. You love having it on your bag. this Monday. All right, so be sure and do that. We will have everything up and running, and you know the tournament's going to sell out. It always does. Our spring tournament sold out very quickly.
A lot faster than normal. So, and again, these golf towels, they're not cheap. They're not just normal towels.
No.
And when you're at a golf course, people are going to ask you about your golf towel. It's awesome. Bribery, too. First 20 people on Monday. But registration isn't open yet. Today's the 11th. We're having the golf tournament, Silverhorn, on September 21st. The after party will be at the Gopher Shack, which is right around the corner there from Silverhorn. So go ahead and put in your day off request now. You've got that PTO. Start getting your buddies together and figure out who's going to play. The weather's going to be perfect. We checked the football schedules. You're going to be there. In other words, the Cowboys aren't playing on Monday night, or the Texans.
Not even if they were, it doesn't matter. You'll be done by then.
I mean,
you can go out with us to the after party at the Gopher Shack.
But they'd be able to want to see the game.
Well,
so there's that. But yeah, no, we checked to make sure there were no conflicts, any of that kind of stuff. So again, plan now to get registered on Monday. The first 20 get the towels from Flight by Yingling.
So register your foursome, okay? So all four of you will have that towel, and you'll be ready to go for the golf tournament. Looking forward to it. Again, out of Silverhorn on what is it? September 21st.
Yep, September 21st. And again, we're asking you to plan ahead, and this is what we're calling the Plan Ahead segment, because for some of you, you are really going to have a battle on Christmas Day. And so you got to start planning and preparing now, planning ahead, because the Christmas Day sports schedule is awesome.
Oh, my gosh.
It is awesome. We've known about the NFL games that were already on Christmas Day. The Texans play on Christmas Eve, and then you've got 3 incredible games on Christmas Day, which used to be NBA's day. And now the NFL is taking it over. But today, the NBA doing a weeks-long schedule reveal because they want to copy everything that the NFL does. They announced opening night and their Christmas Day schedule. Spurs are playing opening night at home against the Oklahoma City Thunder, which is cool.
That is cool. I'm good with that. And then they go to Austin for the next one.
Yeah. Well, they're playing games out of the city. We know that happens. An October game is a little wild, and if you're planning to go to that game, because Jeff McDonald has required to by law, or at least by his job, he tweeted out the Spurs' second quote home game unquote. The season is going to be at the Moody Center in Austin, the Friday before a UT football game against Ole Miss. Sell your kidneys for a hotel reservation now.
Well, yeah, it's going to be expensive. It's expensive anyway. But so there you go. I guess I'm okay that they're doing it early. Get them over with. I wish they would. And then they'll do a couple more during the rodeo road trip, which is typically what they do.
Christmas Day, the Spurs get your day started. Third straight year, Wemby has played on Christmas Day on the road. Spurs have yet to host a Christmas Day game with Vic on the roster. So imagine this is your Christmas Day lineup. I know some of you are going to lose this battle to the wife and the kids, but you got to start preparing now. 11 a.m., Spurs and Knicks. At noon, Packers Bears. At 1:30, Heat Celtics. At 3:30, Bills Broncos. At 4, the Sixers against the Lakers. LeBron's going home.
Yay!
At 7, the Thunder and the T-Wolves. At 7:15, the Rams and Seahawks. And if anybody's still awake at 9:30, the Nuggets and the Warriors. What a day.
What a day. I will not be awake on that day, that night, I'm sure. Not saying I'll be asleep, but after all that sports watching, probably passed out is a better word.
Well, I mean, for your family, don't you do a big deal?
No, Christmas?
Is Christmas a big deal, or it's Thanksgiving, when you do the brisket?
Yeah,
all right.
That's the big deal. And we'll have some family over for sure, but
and what if your grandkids want to watch the new cartoon?
They better find somewhere else to watch it. Not that day. Look, now here's what's going to happen for me. This is just me. You can do whatever you want. And I'm talking about everybody, not just Jason. But I'll watch the Spurs game, and then it's NFL for me the rest of the time. I don't give a damn about any of those other games, NBA-wise. I really don't. I don't give a damn about LeBron going home to see Bronny. I mean, and then they play together, and maybe Bronny has earned it. Maybe Bronny will guard Dad, and sweet.
That be cool?
We'll take pictures.
Could you imagine if
and
Bronny
cry.
dunks on Daddy?
Oh, jeez.
I mean,
I don't know if can Bronny dunk on anybody.
Sure. I mean, but when you look at it, if you didn't have the NFL, that is a great NBA lineup.
It is.
It's unfortunate that it's going to get wasted going against what are expected to be better NFL games. If all is as expected, and it never is in the NFL, but as you see here on the 11th of August, Packers-Bears should be a hell of a game.
Should be.
Bills-Broncos should be a hell of a game.
Should be.
Rams-Seahawks could be an NFC Championship preview.
Could be.
I mean, that is a great game.
I'll be watching football most of the time. Now, I will check out the Spurs, obviously.
You're going to have to get the second TV, man.
Well,
that will change your life.
Maybe so.
Having two TVs in the living room is an incredible thing that I'm really surprised my wife has allowed me to keep.
I am,
honestly,
too.
I'm really surprised.
She doesn't want to hear you bitch.
Now I'm working on the third.
The third?
Yeah.
What do you need a third one for?
Why not? Dude.
Just asking.
I mean, my house is going to look like the Rupa before long.
No.
Because I still want to get, like, I don't know, two 50s hanging above, or get another big TV and put two on the side. Either way. But another one's coming. What, Pledge?
Just put a golf simulator in there.
Dude, if he could play golf, maybe he would.
I mean, I'd be wasted. No, actually.
Not really.
What? You'd watch the dog more often?
Well, that
you'd
too.
You'd watch the dog for free?
But at the same time, you'd be in there, you'd be practicing all the time while you're watching TV, and next time you come out on the course, you'd kick me in Joe's ass.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
That ain't going to happen. Look, there are a lot of things I can try and ask and get away with because I do have a very forgiving wife. I don't think she would allow a golf simulator in the living room.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that's not even one that I would ask for. Kind of like that second TV just kind of got sat there, and then she got used to it, and she's allowed it to stay. See, and then there's going to be a third TV show up, and I'm going to hope that she doesn't notice for a while, and then it will stay. Right? Golf simulator ain't happening.
Now, let me ask you a question because I know how your big TV operates and how you get a signal. How do you get one on the little one?
Splitter.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. So is there a 3-splitter?
I'm sure you could come up with one.
You think?
We work with engineers.
We do?
Yes.
Here's a 3-splitter.
Okay. Well, good.
Yeah, you can double up. You can even triple up.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm learning something here. Not that I need that. My wife is not as
she wouldn't notice.
Yeah, she would. Are you kidding me? Hey, wait. Let me tell you.
She's out of town. Let's tell this story.
Let me tell you what I had to do. So we got a new TV for the living room. Put it up on the wall. Nice bracket. Looks great. Bam, perfect. I put the TV we had in the living room outside because it was a little bit bigger. Out there hanging on the wall. Perfect. Because that's kind of my man cave out there. Which is where I'll watch most of my NFL football viewing this fall, and college, by the way. And so Maggie is bitching the whole time for the last several months about how the one in the living room was too high, and there was too much space between the fireplace thing and the TV.
Only something she would notice.
Yes, and the other one outside. Well, when you walk through the front door, there's windows, and you can see the bottom of that TV. She didn't like it. So we had to move that, and it sounds like an easy project.
Uh-huh.
No, I didn't do this. Okay?
Of course not.
I called the guy that we use, and he had to come out. Well, the one in the living room you can't lower the bracket because the plug and the old cable where you plug the cable in is there, so you can't do it. I had to order extenders for that. And so I put it on. It works now, and it looks great, and she's happy, and that's all I really give a damn about.
That's all that matters. But because she could see the bottom of the TV.
So my whole point
out the
in
window,
that,
he had to pay a man to come and raise it up.
the whole point of that story is the second TV ain't happening. There you go.
You live there too. It's
ain't
your
happening.
house.
Dude, did I just tell you I get banished to the back patio for my football watching entertainment?
Put a second TV out there. She doesn't give a damn as long as she can't see it through the window.
Well, I probably could, but nah.
Get a splitter.
I don't want a splitter. What do I want a splitter for?
So you can have 2 TVs.
Nah, I don't need to.
Multiple games.
I'm good. If I need something, I got my phone here, my laptop I can watch. I'm good.
You know, all of us.
I've seen your little TV in the living room. You can't see the damn thing anyway.
No, it's not. I think it's a 40-inch.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, you can't see that thing.
So now I got to get a new one.
Well, you do. It needs to be bigger.
Bigger is always better.
Bigger is.
Said.
I mean, I thought size didn't matter.
Well,
you know.
Now, see, your wife might disagree with you.
All of us are whipped. Joe just said it all out loud.
Yes.
Ask the micro guy if size matters.
Dude, we're not bringing that up.
If the wife is happy, dude, that's all I care about.
Uh-huh.
In all honesty, because it makes my life so much better. And
it allows you to live.
There are battles you pick and battles you don't.
Like golf simulators in the living room.
Well, there's that, and I doubt that would happen. But and certainly another TV in there is not going to happen. And so it's just not worth fighting that battle.
Football season, it's the second TV and 2 different iPads with stuff going on it.
And that's fine. I got my little man cave out on my back porch there.
When she lets you out there.
No, I always go out there. She's happy about that.
When she lets you in.
Well, there's that. Luckily, I can go around the corner and pee. So I'm fine. And she does let me in the house to, make another drink or get another beer, one of the two.
Uh-huh. She doesn't just bring it to you?
Sometimes she does. Yeah, she's happy out there because then she's watching whatever the hell she wants to watch.
Should have got that refrigerator from Love's.
I should have. I regret that. But, it depends, though, Pledge, because sometimes beer is, I'll get tired of drinking beer and I want something a little more stout.
Vodka.
Yeah. So, if we can find a fridge that will make me a drink. Do they have those?
They actually have those.
Do they really?
Yeah, you can get them all pre-mixed and just buy them at the store.
Nah, I don't like those.
All right.
Nah, I got to make my own.
I've seen the bartender things where it makes your cocktail perfectly.
You got a robot.
I wonder if Mike Fisher has 2 TVs in his house. What do you think?
Ask.
Well, let's ask him that. He's got a couple of different things that he's got. CowboysRoundtable.com and SpursRoundtable.com. Mike Fisher joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you need your logo on any kind of gear, you need any promotional items made, you need to get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing on San Pedro. Golf shirts, fishing shirts, dress shirts. Sam has all the big-name brands, North Face, Eddie Bauer, Under Armour, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, even Tommy Bahama. If you need T-shirts screen-printed, go see Sam. If you need caps done, he has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America. He's got all the caps just waiting for your logo. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from all kinds of industries. And his sign shop can take care of your signs, banners, flags, card magnets, vehicle wraps, window decals, and so much more. No order too small, no order too big. And Sam is the only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround, and nobody has better prices. So call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, or get into that massive showroom on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, across from the McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Fall Golf Classic is coming to the Silverhorn Golf Club Monday, September 21st. Registration opens Monday at sasportstar.com. The first 20 who register on Monday, August 17th, receives a free Yingling golf towel. Mark your calendar for Monday, August 17th, and be the first to register for the 94-1 San Antonio Sports Star Fall Golf Classic. See you there.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000. Use code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney who has practiced law here in San Antonio since 1994. Over the past 30 years, I've represented hundreds, if not thousands, of victims of negligent drivers. If you've been in an auto accident, you can choose a billboard lawyer, but I'd ask you to consider calling me. We have only one rule in my office. If my client's happy, I'm happy. My team and I place a premium on communication because I believe there can be no daylight between an effective attorney and his client. I do not charge for an initial consultation. If you've been injured in a traffic collision, just call my office, 210-900-0400. There's no charge. I want to make sure that the decisions you make immediately after an accident are smart decisions. The other driver's insurance company and your own insurance company will want to talk to you immediately after the accident. My advice: talk to me first. Many adjusters play fair, but I've seen more than a few that do not. If you've been injured by a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson in the morning.
Coming up on the AJ and Rob show, the kids are back in school, and now teachers are having to deal with popcorn brain. What is that, and how do we fix it, Rob?
Snap, crackle, pop. The Cowboys are practicing against the Rams, and the names Camden Brown and Caleb Downs are being mentioned as upstart stars. We'll talk about Cowboys and popcorn brain. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
AJ and Rob, weekday mornings 6 to 10, 94.1 Sports Star.
This is Andrew Monaco, and you're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, nice. That's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix. And a question for you. The mayor had a listening session last night, didn't she?
I don't know.
I think she did. I think is there one tonight?
I don't know.
Because Blanco Barbecue is the next one that she
really?
added. See, so if that's the case, I might have to stop in. It's possible.
Get some good barbecue?
Yeah.
Or lose your lunch?
Well, I don't know. I doubt I'd get some barbecue there. I might.
Well, they got good barbecue there.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. I just I would kind of like to show up and be there, just for one of them, just to see what it's all about and see what kind of BS we're throwing out there today.
Real quick, little breaking news.
Uh-oh.
According to Don Harris over at News 4, a Boerne source, judge rules in favor of Boerne and Little League and dissolves Tulsa's temporary restraining order. Official statement coming soon from Little League International. It's over. Boerne will advance to the Little League World Series. We'll leave this for a week in Williamsport. Games are August 21st, and that's similar to something that I was told earlier, although it was before the actual judge announced. The plan was leave Friday, 8/14 for Williamsport. They have a bye, and then we'll play their first game on 8/21. Tournament begins Wednesday. Everyone is here in Boerne, nobody in Waco. So even if the judge said, "Hey, you got to play a game today," it's like, well, what are we going to do now? Nobody's here. And a delay is a win. But we'll wait, and we've got text messages all over the place trying to get confirmation. So,
well, absolutely, and hopefully that's accurate. And he's been on this story, so I'm sure that it is, and it's the way that it should have been. He should have never. Whoever issued that restraining order the first time, or the judgment, or whatever you call it, it should have never happened. And so I'm happy that this is resolved. Good for Boerne. Now they can start concentrating on what they've got to do up in Williamsport. So.
And it's so, what's the word am I looking for? It just feels so wrong that if you used an ineligible player and the Little League people went through and decided, yep, you used an ineligible player, you're disqualified. And to go to a judge and say, well, let the rest of the kids go, and we'll just leave that one behind. That's not the way it's supposed to work.
It's not the way it works.
Team sports, you've seen forever. You know, you see this a lot during high school football or any kind of high school sport, but let's go with football, that a player was ineligible for whatever reason, and you got to go forfeit those games. I've seen teams that have been knocked out of the playoffs for that very reason, or at least the playoff race, teams that had things wrapped up, and now you're not. And then another team benefits. Hey, guess what, guys? We suck, but we get to go to the playoffs because we've seen it happen. We saw a similar situation, it's been a long time, years ago, with MacArthur. They lost in the state semifinals. There was an ineligible player. Guess what? MacArthur got to go play in a state championship game. They had already turned in their equipment. Their helmets didn't have the M on it and all that kind of stuff because they got their ass kicked. But, I mean, they got to go play. Because one player is ineligible, the whole team pays the punishment. I can't believe that judge actually ruled in favor of the team from Tulsa to create this drama for 24 hours or so.
Yeah, unbelievable. But it's worked out for the best. That MacArthur story, I'll never forget it. Coach Van Fushak was the coach at MacArthur at that time, and I remember going by there and interviewing him, and they were passing out equipment again.
Yeah.
Now, they got their asses handed to them in that game. But, I mean, at least they got to play another game. But it was interesting and, you know, some drama that went along. But that's the way that it works, man. You know, eligible player, you're on a team. It's a team sport. One guy screws up, it wrecks the entire team. That's just the way that it works.
So I just got a text message from Mike Fisher.
Okay.
Tell me how I should respond to this. He was scheduled to come on today at 4:35.
Yeah.
And we were calling him a couple times, going straight to voicemail. So I texted him because maybe he didn't recognize the number. Let's just say, shoot, sorry, I'm in a meeting with Aikman. Don't hate me.
With Aikman?
Troy.
Okay, well, I know who Aikman is. What's he doing in a meeting with Aikman?
Who knows? I mean, you know, Mike Fisher has done all kinds of stuff with Troy through the years. I mean, hell, he was wearing an 8 ball cap, a really nice 8 hat the other day when we saw him in Oxnard.
He was. The only thing I would say to that is, hey, Mike, and when did you know you were going to have this meeting with Troy? And when you knew that you're going to have a meeting with Troy, maybe you would have a little text saying, hey, fellas, we got to reschedule.
I'm going to say tell Troy to call in.
Yeah. The hell with you. We want Troy now.
Exactly.
No. So, look, that's cool. We got a chance to talk to Mike Fisher at Cowboys training camp last week, and he was very kind to us. And maybe he's got something to push, maybe not. I don't know, but said he enjoyed the show and he'd really like to come on.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't make it work there in Oxnard because, well, I mean, all the stuff that
busy,
we had.
yeah.
Right. And so that's why you're going to have him on today. But that's cool.
Well, that's it. And then obviously wanting to talk about everything going on in today's joint practice. And one of the things for the Dallas Cowboys this offseason, offensively, the focus has been all about getting better in the red zone.
I think that was probably the stronger drill or the stronger period of the day for us, and so that's good. Obviously, coming off of the struggles in the last year, it's good to see, and even knowing we got things in our back pocket that we obviously we're not going to pull out just yet, and so most definitely.
Well, good, Dak. Don't pull them out just yet. It seemed like a pretty decent day. I mean, I don't know how you judge these things, honestly, because you're still not tackling people to the ground. You're not going to tackle the quarterback on either side, and so there are some limitations. But by all accounts, anyway, it was a good day for the Cowboys.
It was a good day on both sides. Now, offensively, well, they didn't have to face Myles Garrett. He sat this one out.
Myles is a hell of a player. We'll see him when we see him. Obviously, we had some protections in here, as we do any elite rusher to go to him. And then when you hear he's not in there, you just kind of take that out. And so, I know Myles is looking forward just to the season, so it's no big deal that he's not playing or practicing.
Yeah, and he was dinged up. Something happened to him where I guess knee swelling or something. It's nothing serious, but they just didn't want to put him out there. Puka Nacua left the practice with something, and at the very end, Sean McVay wasn't sure what it was. So not sure what's going on with Nacua there with the Rams either.
No, not all good in a sense of, I mean, there are going to be some bad plays, right? But Jaden Blue had a fumble. And here's a guy trying to be RB2.
Yeah, I mean, turnovers in general. That was a big part of, something that we didn't do good last year along with the red zones was just turning the ball over, including myself. And so, trust me, Blue will hear about it, but Blue's a pro, and he's understanding the accountability and the standard of what we're trying to achieve. And I don't think anybody's more pissed about it than Blue is himself. So he'll do everything necessary to make sure that he's getting better and limiting any chances of giving defenses that out.
Well, I tell you what, that guy is never going to throw anybody under the bus. He's the most positive dude that I've ever, and I mean that in all sincerity, and that's probably one of the things that makes him a good leader. He's probably like that hang on to the football.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure he'll cuss him out at some point.
Maybe.
That's part of it, but you kind of go with the area. Now, you go with the joint practice versus a regular practice, and Dak was talking about the differences between the two.
Yeah, this definitely is the same work. It truly is. I mean, I try to treat the rush as if I'm getting hit and trying to get the ball out like I would be getting hit, so trying to play the game like a real time clock's the way that I practice. And I think if I didn't practice that way or even, do everything like it's a game, then I would need the preseason. So these reps are just as valuable as any preseason or game reps.
And look, I don't blame him for not playing in the preseason. If Dak had looked pretty good for the most part, just like everybody else, he's made some mistakes, but he looks pretty good, and he knows what he's doing. Going to his 11th year in the NFL, he's doing just fine. Teams like Cincinnati, they are going to play. They mentioned it today that everybody's playing in that first first preseason game, including Burrow and both receivers. So. Some teams have it a little bit different than others, but, hey, we'll see how it works out for both.
Well, and again, I mean, obviously the big story for the Cowboys this training camp has been the improvement of their defense. They went against the Rams offense today. Dak on that Cowboys defense.
Yeah, great. I'm looking forward to watching it. I know I heard the cheers and the hollering. Could tell it was our guys. Obviously, they've been doing it to us, throughout camp and getting after it. So it's cool to see just that energy, that identity continue. And I know they're pumped about it, but I know they're not satisfied with what they've done. They're going to go back and same as we are and look at it, be hard on ourselves, and see where we can get better.
Yeah.
He's
got some Jason Garrett, man. We're going to look at the tape, and we're going to get better.
I can see Dak being a coach once the career's over.
No.
He'll be on TV.
He'll be a
TV.
He'll
guy.
be on TV.
I'm sure he will be.
And he's also excited for his teammate Quinnen Williams getting paid.
Super blessed, super thankful. Hell of a teammate, one of the best I've been around. Obviously, between the lines, when you watch him on the field, just what he's able to do. We're always talking about the halo rule, and the guy just is always in the halo, and I don't think he can help it. He just gets there, and he gets there so fast. That's what he knows is getting to the quarterback. So it makes practice fun, but at the same time, he's exactly the leader that you want, exactly the leader that, when he speaks, it's heard, but he doesn't even have to say anything, and he's leading every moment that he steps into the building by the way that he carries himself and just being a pro's pro. And so to get him, locked in for an extended time is everything. It sends a message not only to the team, but the young guys and people, wanting to stay here. So super happy about that.
And he should be. Look, Dak's got to be thrilled with the improvement to the defense because last year it didn't matter what they did. It wasn't enough. And so he's got to be thrilled with that. He's got to be thrilled with a guy like Quinnen Williams. He's got to be thrilled with the moves that they made. I saw a quote somewhere, and I think it was just a newspaper interview with Dak Prescott and talking about how he sees the difference in Jerry Jones and how Jerry is serious about trying to get this team over the hump and get them where they need to be. And that, of course, is in a Super Bowl and carrying the trophy afterwards.
The reality is, and we talked about this last week when we were in Oxnard, the analogy that Brad Sham used. Jerry looks at the calendar.
Yeah.
And he knows his time on planet Earth is limited. Nobody knows when for any of us. Nobody knows that answer. But as you start getting into the 80s, you realize you're running short on time.
Sure.
And Jerry has used the line before. He doesn't have enough time to have a bad time. It's always about a good time. But this team is operating differently. And Brian Schottenheimer is the difference maker because Jerry and Steven, Will McClay, they've been running that show for a way. You go back to Jason Garrett. There were minor tweaks and changes under Mike McCarthy. And keep in mind, Mike McCarthy had 3 straight 12-win seasons, but no playoff success. Time to go. And Brian Schottenheimer has come in and really gotten Jerry to change a lot of ways that Jerry has traditionally done. The old, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. For Jerry to change the way they operate under Brian Schottenheimer is, quite frankly, incredible and one of the biggest surprises there is. If Jerry didn't change for Bill Parcells, why the hell would he change for Brian Schottenheimer? Yet, although I wonder if, granted, Bill Parcells' age, but what Jerry knows now versus then, it is pretty incredible when you think about the changes in the way that front office is made.
Well, Jerry was about 20 years younger back then, too, and so maybe that made a little bit of a difference. I don't know, but there has been a change in Jerry Jones this year. The entire offseason, he's quiet, which is so much different than what we're used to. Even at training camp. I mean, he made his rounds like he always does with the TV stations on the Sunday night deal, and but that was about it.
Yep.
Typically, you go out to training camp, and just the week that we're there, Jerry's in a gangbang at least twice.
Now, explain what that means.
Okay.
You have to explain what that means in media terminology.
Yeah. In media terms, a gangbang is where, the guy you're interviewing stands in the middle of everybody, and all the stations are there, and we're all getting the same sound.
Every reporter is there on the field after practice. A group interview, not one-on-one.
Yes. So that's
known as a gangbang.
That's what we call a gangbang. It's not in the sexual terms that you would think. But so typically Jerry will do one of those.
Stop it.
At least a couple of times in the week that we're there, and many times during the entire training camp. And I don't recall him doing one.
I didn't
yet.
I saw Jerry twice while we were out there, both on the field. Jerry, a lot of times, I mean, even just walking on the tennis courts and saying hello, even if he's not doing interviews, he's around. And we saw Steven one day after practice. We were on the field shooting some videos, and Steven was out doing his walk and, got the hellos in, but didn't really talk to Steven either, which, again, normally they are a lot more visible
yes.
than what we saw. Now, granted, I think Wednesday we got in on Sunday night Jerry left Oxnard on Wednesday to go to Canton. So we were only there Monday and Tuesday when we could have seen him, but those were the only times that you did. And it was, again, unusual for Jerry to be that unavailable to the media.
Yeah, it's extremely unusual because typically Jerry sees a microphone and he's going to go say something about it. But it's completely different this year, and I think even the players are noticing. Dak Prescott is noticing that something is different, and Jerry's serious. He wants to win this year, and I think they've assembled a team that has a chance.
And to give you an idea of how a gangbang gets started when it's not planned, stop, Pledge. No, you stop. How that generally happens. After practice or before practice, Jerry will be walking around the field signing autographs, and once he leaves the signing of the autographs, he's standing where all the media is standing or walking by, and somebody will ask him a question, whether it's a Clarence Hill or a John Machota, a Mike Ducey, a Joe Reinagle, a Jason Minnick. Somebody will ask him a question, and Jerry will always stop and answer. And once the reporters see Jerry talking to one, everybody just gathers around. You know, it's like that steak thrown in the water and the piranhas are all coming around. And Jerry will talk to everybody. They went out of their way to make sure that did not happen during training camp.
Well, and which is, again, very unusual for Jerry Jones. There's no question about that. We got to take a break. Mother Football is set to join us here about 5:15, so about 20 minutes or so from right now. We'll talk to her about hopefully we've run into some bad luck with guests today. Hopefully she will.
She's a pro.
She is a pro, without a doubt. Yes. So we're going to take a break here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, let me ask you a question. It's hot outside, man. I think we hit 100 degrees again today. Don't know what the feels like temperature is. But it did hit 100 degrees for real. And look, if you're running your air conditioner constantly and your house just isn't cooling off the way that it normally does, could be you've got some windows that just aren't holding that cold air inside anymore. Might be time to start thinking about replacing those windows. Well, if that's you and you're listening to me now, I've got the company for you. It's Window Nation. And the reason Window Nation is better than everybody else, well, at least certainly in quality, in service, in reputation, all of that stuff. But right now they've got a heck of a sale going on. It is an incredible deal. 50% off all window styles. All right, so think about that. 2-for-1 windows. You get 2 windows for the price of 1. You can also get them with 0 down payment, no interest or payments for 2 years. Look, if you've been thinking about it, now is the perfect time to get a hold of Window Nation and get this process started. And it doesn't matter if you're going to replace 2 windows, 4 windows, 10, 20 windows. Doesn't matter. The deal's the same for everybody. So you're getting in on a great deal here, and you need to get it done. And Window Nation is got a great reputation. Let me tell you this. They're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. 96% customer satisfaction rating. They're also a proud partner of the Wounded Warrior Project. 50% off all windows. You got to know this is not going to last long. It can't. It's too good of a deal, so don't wait. Give Window Nation, let them know you're interested. Book that consultation right now. You can do that fast. You can do it for free right now at windownation.com. That's windownation.com.
This is The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
When snack time calls, Pork Rinds answers. Be your own crunch time hero with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Skip the chip and go straight for the ultimate crunch that's low carb, high protein, and loaded with bold flavor. We're talking sweet barbecue or hot honey. Yeah, it's that good. Snack smarter, crunch harder. Stock up on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B or head to porkrinds.com. Make Southern Recipe your crunch time hero.
Nigel, why are you wearing a backpack?
I'm going back to school.
Folks, when your AC decides to flunk out or your home's plumbing is stuck in detention, you don't have to worry. At Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC, and Heating, our technicians are certified with all the latest technology and can fix any plumbing or AC issue fast and at a fair price because you deserve the A-plus service.
Gotta go, Joel. We're studying paper mache. I might have to pull an all-nighter.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here, and I've got a question for you. What if every month you had access to a different exotic car? Well, that's what Pascucci Prestige membership is all about. Instead of owning one dream car, you get access to an entire collection of incredible vehicles and concierge-level service. It's luxury without the long-term commitment. You know, if you've ever wondered what it's like to live the exotic lifestyle, this is your chance. Pascucci Prestige. Visit PascucciPrestige.com and book your ride today.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250, micro. And yes, I told you so.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Boerne Little Leaguers have won. Not on the field, but in the courtroom. All is good now that restrictive order or temporary court order filed by the Tulsa team in Waco yesterday has been dismissed. So Boerne is headed to Williamsport later this week to begin play in the Little League World Series on August the 21st. And the Rangers will play tonight against the Angels right here on 94.1 starting at 8.
Sports Center brought to you by SAPDcareers.com. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagle. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oh, it's Tuesday. We're getting there, y'all. Getting that much closer to preseason football, regular season football, all of that stuff. It is coming quick. This is The Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix. Cowboys actually play this Saturday.
They do, and
how about that?
We got our first game day release. All the info that the Cowboys send out to get you ready for the first game coming up Saturday. Interesting. Preseason notables. A win would mark the first time Dallas opened up the preseason with a victory since 2017 against Arizona in the Hall of Fame game.
Probably the last thing they give a damn about, whether you win a preseason game or not.
I mean, I get it. Huh. Yeah, they don't win in the preseason. Their overall preseason record, 140, 157, and 2.
2.
They are 2-2 in the preseason at Lumen Field in Seattle.
Well, there you go. I don't think either one of those teams give a damn about the preseason. You got to look at some young guys, and whatever young guys play better will win the game. I find it interesting, too, because Dallas has released their first unofficial depth chart. And what I love about these things, Jason, and you know this as well as I do, it's like, well, take quarterback, for example. Obviously, Dak Prescott is a guy. There's no question there. But when it goes to Joe Milton and Sam Howell, they've got Joe Milton at second or Sam Howell.
Yeah.
So you've got or, they don't know yet. Outside linebacker, Sam Williams or Malachi Lawrence. We don't know yet. Cornerback, Siobhan Ravel or Kobe Durant. I love how they do that. Those decisions have not been made just yet. I say the good news for Tyler Guyton, there's no or Nate Thomas.
No. No. Although you don't learn a lot out of this because there are but you expect a bunch of ors in the preseason, right?
Well, and that's why some of these preseason games will determine whether those ors are removed or not.
I'm just curious now because Saturday night I'll be at a Foo Fighters concert in Nashville. But I'm guessing the NFL Network will have replays of this at some point. Does Southwest have NFL Network? Trying to remember, is that one of the options? Will I be able to watch it Sunday on the plane back? That would be awesome.
I don't know. I don't think they do, but I can't swear 100% that they do. I don't think so, though. Well, maybe they. I don't know. See, if you had YouTube TV, Minix, you could watch your little. You could watch the NFL Network on your phone or your laptop.
You know, if you would share your damn login.
Now, why would I do that? I did that the whole week out in Dallas, in California.
Well, and you made me watch TV Land.
Andy Griffith.
Jesus.
It was awesome.
It was not.
It was fantastic.
What was the movie you were watching? It was funny as hell. I'd never seen it, and I was surprised that you watched it.
Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids.
It's a hilarious movie. There's one scene in that movie that when I saw it the first time, I think I was going to choke. I laughed so hard. They go to a Mexican food restaurant. All the bridesmaids and the groom or the bride, and she's trying on her dress, and then the Mexican food hits them, and they all have explosive diarrhea, and it's hilarious. And the poor bride is out in the middle of the street pooping.
In the street.
In the street.
In
her dress.
In the dress she's not going to buy.
It really is a funny movie. I don't know. It's one of those good ones, just kind of, if you need a couple hours of mindless entertainment.
I'd never seen it. I don't know what I think I was on the phone or whatever, and I come back, and I'm like, what the hell are you watching?
It's a goodie. It's a goodie.
So our routine in Oxnard, get off work, come home, beer 2 or 3, go to dinner, and then go to the bar. There's very little time at the house to watch TV. But Joe was always watching something that I didn't even like. What are you watching? Bridesmaids. Although it was funny, the 15 minutes or so that we saw waiting for the Uber, but Bridesmaids.
Yes. Yeah, it's a good one. Well, stick with me, Minix. I'll up your entertainment.
Sure.
Because you're going to force.
I can tell you where you can put your entertainment up.
You're going to force your poor wife to watch Hard Knocks tonight, and it's probably the last thing she wants to see.
It's the Seattle Seahawks. She is fine.
Oh my gosh.
But what do you think my wife would say if I were like, Ryan Eagle was watching Bridesmaids. It was kind of funny. You want to watch that?
Sure. She's probably seen it.
She probably has.
Her entertainment value is a little higher than yours. Obviously. Sometimes you just got to watch something that's just mindless.
Well, sure.
It makes you laugh, and but it's just funny
stuff.
It's
what The Office is for.
The Office. Well, I have seen The Office. It's not a go-to, but I've seen it. It's funny. It's funny.
And Pledge watches How I Met Your Mother.
Well, that's a good one, too.
For just that.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. Yeah. So you got to do that.
Sure. Next, you're going to put on Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, but I could do that. I guess that's what Andy's for. Andy Griffith, baby. That'll make you laugh.
Uh-huh.
And you learn a lesson at the same time, Jason.
Do you?
Yes, there's always a lesson that Andy's teaching Opie or Barney or somebody. I mean, so
Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk
makes you laugh.
He's gonna join us.
Watches Andy Griffith
here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Wow, just quality entertainment out the window.
I'd rather hear about quality water.
Well, you will hear about quality water because I'm talking about Connecticut. It is outstanding, and question for you. What if one smart decision could improve your water and eliminate 5 years of shopping for everyday soaps and cleaners? Think about that. Well, for this month only, when you buy a Connecticut water softener and receive your free K5 reverse osmosis drinking station that they install right there at your kitchen sink, you're also going to get 5 full years of pure and gentle personal care and household cleaning products. That means no buying hand soap, no buying body wash, shampoo, laundry detergent, dish soap, all-purpose cleaners, or more for 5 full years. Think about how much money that will save you without having to buy any of that stuff. You can choose from a wide variety of fresh fragrances, or you can select fragrance-free option for your family. Look, Connecticut gives your home better water. It helps protect your plumbing and appliances, and, well, it's built to last. In fact, it will be the last water softener you ever own. But this offer will end on August 31st. So once August is over, the 5-year pure and gentle package is gone. Make that wise decision for your home. Call Connecticut today and get better water. A free K5 drinking station and 5 years of essentials. 5 years of soaps and cleaners. One limited Connecticut offer. You got to give Connecticut a call. 656-PURE, 656-7873. And you know the jingle. Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Every team is undefeated. Every rookie looks like a star. Every fan is planning a parade. The latest training camp updates are here.
We're ready for some football, baby.
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250, micro. And yes, I told you so.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney who has practiced law here in San Antonio since 1994. Over the past 30 years, I've represented hundreds, if not thousands, of victims of negligent drivers. If you've been in an auto accident, you can choose a billboard lawyer, but I'd ask you to consider calling me. We have only one rule in my office. If my client's happy, I'm happy. My team and I place a premium on communication because I believe there can be no daylight between an effective attorney and his client. I do not charge for an initial consultation. If you've been injured in a traffic collision, just call my office, 210-900-0400. There's no charge. I want to make sure that the decisions you make immediately after an accident are smart decisions. The other driver's insurance company and your own insurance company will want to talk to you immediately after the accident. My advice, talk to me first. Many adjusters play fair, but I've seen more than a few that do not. If you've been injured by a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson in the morning.
Coming up on the AJ and Rob show, the kids are back in school, and now teachers are having to deal with popcorn brain. What is that, and how do we fix it, Rob?
Snap, crackle, pop. The Cowboys are practicing against the Rams, and the names Camden Brown and Caleb Downs are being mentioned as upstart stars. We'll talk about Cowboys and popcorn brain. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
AJ and Rob, weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Cowboys went head-to-head, kind of, with the LA Rams today. Little joint practice session between the Cowboys and the Rams today. By all accounts, Cowboys did pretty well. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. That's Jason Minix.
You know, on a day where we are going to have two Aggie legends on. Robert Earl Keen earlier, and now distinguished alum from Texas A&M, the great Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk, joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Does REK have that distinguished alum status like you?
I don't know the answer to that. He and Lyle Lovett, obviously, are two of the most famous Aggies. Lyle Lovett is the most famous Aggie journalism major of all things.
Oh, wow.
I did not know he was a journalism major.
Didn't know that. I didn't know he was an Aggie.
You did?
I
know
did.
Lyle Lovett was an Aggie?
Now I know. You see what you learn here on the Blitz?
There you go.
I'm almost embarrassed for you not knowing that.
I'm supposed to know that.
The stories of Lyle Lovett and Robert Earl Keen getting started as Aggie legend.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. See what I deal with, Charean?
Yeah. Dairy Queen tacos and not knowing where Lyle Lovett went to college. I mean, come on.
I know.
What are we doing here, Joe?
It's rough. I need to study up better. That's for sure. No question. Now, Charean, I got a question for you before we get into Cowboys. Do you watch Andy Griffith?
I've seen it. My dad has it on every time I go down to Beaumont. I mean, and it's up on 100 sound, so I can't miss it.
Again, this is what I deal with. Last week in Oxnard, we get back to the house after work, and Reinagle's watching TV Land, and it was loud. You're right. And then he was watching Bridesmaids. Like, what are you doing? He can't have the remote.
That's funny.
Oh, my goodness.
Good night. Cowboys defense, when we were out there, obviously the players are better than what they had on the roster last year, but seeing them work, and then we had Christian Parker on, and you spend time with him and you get it. When we asked Donovan Azaraku about just if this defense could be mediocre, and he said, man, that would make me sick to my stomach to just be middle of the pack. He wants to be near the top. Just the whole attitude vibe completely different. What do you think the real ceiling is for improvement on this Cowboys defense?
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how much they improve. Was it Carolina, I think, was last in the league in total defense 2 years ago and improved to 15th. Look that one up. I believe that is correct. So I would expect some level of improvement like that from last in total points allowed with 511 to maybe somewhere in that top 15, which would be a massive improvement to be in the top half of the league. And I think they would win a lot of games and probably win the division if they can be that good. And I don't know that you call being in the top 15 mediocre. I would say that 15 to 20 range probably is mediocre. But if they can get in that top 15, I'd say holy cow, leaps and bounds. Christian Parker needs to be in that assistant coach of the year conversation.
He was so impressive when we had him on. It was really unbelievable, Charean. We'll talk about him in a minute, but I want to ask you, were you as surprised as Jason and I were with the Quinnen Williams signing yesterday?
I was. We all knew that they wanted to sign him to a long-term deal. It's been well talked about. Stephen Jones has said Quinnen Williams was at the top of their list. And I guess, seeing the pictures of his agent, Nicole Lynn, at training camp the last few days kind of gave it away. You knew they were talking. But I didn't think it would be done that quick. I thought if they got a deal done, it'd be done more toward the end of training camp. But they came to an agreement, and he's now signed. And somebody texted me, I can't believe they signed him to that amount of money. I said, over take the 2 years he has left plus the other 3, it's a reasonable number that they got him for the next 5 years. So I didn't mind the contract. I see the guaranteed money and all that, but this is still a young guy who still has upside, who's going to be very good in their defense. It's one they get done early. We have to give them credit because we criticize them all the time for not getting deals done and waiting and waiting and waiting, and they didn't do that. So we have to give them some credit when they do get some deals done early, and so credit to them for getting this one done.
Well, and quietly, no drama, unexpected, It's done. Stephen Jones talking to the reporters afterwards, and I'm paraphrasing, but felt like he was taking a shot at Parsons and maybe even Diggs, talking about the leadership and how that hasn't been there the last couple of years. Just how bad was it? Because they did offer Micah Parsons a massive contract, and if he would have taken the handshake deal that he had with Jerry, he would still be here. So I am a little surprised that now that he's not in the building, the amount of shots that they seem to take at him.
And continue to take. Move on. He's moved on. You can move on. It's going to be a big deal when he comes back. That'll probably be his first game back against the Cowboys. He won't be probably at 100%, but he's going to play that game. He wants to play that game, so he's targeting that game. Has said that as recently as yesterday. So, but move on. He's gone. This could, as I wrote yesterday, this could be a win-win trade for both teams. But he is a generational pass rusher. He's one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. You can't replace that. No matter what you do, you cannot replace that. There's still question marks at that position for the Cowboys, how their edge rushers are going to be, how many sacks they're going to get. To me, that's probably the biggest question on their defense. That and inside linebacker I still have questions about. But that's probably the biggest one, is how are you going to get to the quarterback? So it's going to be a win for the Packers. We know that. But I think with what the Cowboys ended up with, the Malachi Lawrence, if he turns out to be a good player, and they got Kenny Clark out of that trade, and they got Quinnen Williams out of that trade, and they're going to have him for the next 5 years. So, I think that this could also be a win for them. But, again, you still need to find some pass rushers, however you want to term it, to replace Micah Parsons, and they haven't done that yet.
Charean, Jason mentioned that we spoke with Donovan Ezeraku, and he seems like he's got a chip on his shoulder. He says he enjoys rushing the quarterback. Obviously, the Cowboys would like for him to develop. But I'm curious about your thoughts on Rashawn Gary. And I've said this on the air a couple of times. The jury for me is still out on this guy. I'm just not sure how good he is or how good he can be.
Well, my biggest problem with him is that he didn't take advantage of having Micah Parsons across from him and taking the pressure off of him last year when Micah showed up. I didn't see a different pass rusher when Micah showed up. And I saw a lot of Packers games late in the season, as we all did, because the Packers were good. So that's my biggest takeaway from that is, he's going from a team where he was the number 2 pass rusher last season when Micah was on the field to a team where they really need him to be the number 1 pass rusher. They need one of those guys to step up and be the number 1 pass rusher. And who knows who that is. Normally on your team, you know who your best pass rusher is. And I don't think they know that. But, yeah, I'm with you. The jury's still out on him, despite as long as he's been in the NFL. He needs to step up and show that he can be the guy, and I don't think he's done that yet.
Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. The offense doesn't have a lot of questions, and the big one is obviously going to be at the tackle position. The back and forth last week that Brian Schottenheimer had, basically kind of insinuating that Tyler Guyton had won the job, and then he was on our show, and then at the press conference corrected that he didn't really say Tyler had won the job, that Nate Thomas needs to do more. What do you make of the battle, the position battle there at left tackle?
I don't think there is one. I think it's going to be Tyler Guyton. They'll start out there. If he can't handle the position, again, I think they move Tyler Smith over there, and you have the best, perhaps the best backup offensive lineman in the NFL, and T.J. Bass sitting there, who is a very good guard. To me, that's your best 5 pass rushers, and I think they're doing this because Tyler Smith doesn't really want to play left tackle, but guess what? Like, if you want to get your 5 best offensive linemen on the field, it's not Tyler Guyton. It's T.J. Bass, in my mind, is better than Tyler Guyton. So I would move Tyler Smith to left tackle and have T.J. Bass there. But they're going to start out, I think, with Guyton at left tackle and see how that goes. And, you know, if that Prescott's getting hit a lot in those first few games, I think you're going to see the move and put Tyler Smith over there and get T.J. Bass in the game.
Yeah, and again, I worry, Charean, about Tyler Guyton. Again, he kind of dinged his elbow again today. I worry about health of a Tyler Guyton, and that could very well be his undoing and force the move you're talking about.
Yeah, no question about it. He's got to stay healthy. Didn't do that last year and has been banged up in training camp this year. So we've got to see him healthy, and he's got to be productive. I mean, Dak cannot take as many hits as he took last season. A lot of those weren't sacks, but when you take hits, that's a lot of hits on a quarterback. It doesn't matter if it's a sack or not if you're taking those hits, and he can't afford to take as many as he took last season. They've got to stop that. And the left tackle position, we all know, is the most important position on that offensive line. It's a cornerstone of your team when your quarterback is right-handed. And so they've got to have productivity there. And if that means Tyler Smith moving over, he's got to move over.
Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk here on the Blitz. Charean, joint practice today, and it's always, tough to gauge just because, it's so controlled, and with no video coming out, you're just looking at various tweets. But your overall impressions of how well that defense played against the Rams offense?
Yeah, it sounds like they did pretty well. I don't know that we expected Boerne to have 3 interceptions like he did. I can't even remember what the guy's first name is. That's how little Justin Boerne to have 3 interceptions, one of those off of Matthew Stafford, but he did. But it's like you said, it's hard to gauge because it's all scripted. They don't game plan, all of those types of things. So really, it's just a chance for them to go against, they're opposing a different team, as it were. And Puka Nacua left early. I think that was one thing. Myles Garrett wasn't out there. That's another thing. But, yeah, I think you saw some improvement, it sounds like, from the Cowboys. Defense, especially from what we've seen over the last couple of years, just not a very productive defense. So I think that should be exciting for Cowboys fans, considering that we all expect the Rams they are the favorite to get to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl.
Charean, we were talking about pass rushers, and I saw a video with your boss, Mike Florio, saying that the Max Crosby thing might not be dead when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think after the failed trade, I think he's satisfied being back in Las Vegas and wants to end his career as a Raider, and I think the Raiders are happy to have him back. I'm going to be surprised if the Raiders trade him at this point, but you know what? People think, with the long-term concerns about his knee, they're going to give him less. No, if you want him, you're going to give up 2 first-round draft picks, which is what the Ravens did, and that might entice the Raiders to make a trade for him, to trade him. But other than that, I don't. They're not going to give him away. He's still one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. The concern is the long-term nature of the knee. How long is he going to be able to play? It's not about this year. So I'm going to be surprised. I'm going to be very surprised if they trade him. But again, if somebody steps up, and if the Cowboys or that team steps up and wants to give 2 first-round draft picks, the Raiders may very well say, okay, he's yours.
First preseason game Saturday night. Is there any particular player or position group you're going to be watching closer than the others?
No, I mean, the Cowboys frustrate me because they're one of the few teams in the NFL who doesn't play their starters. I think it's a mistake. I've always said that. There's a reason that Tom Brady played every preseason and in most preseason games. There's a reason that Patrick Mahomes plays in the preseason every single year. They're the best players in the NFL. They play in the preseason. If they can play in the preseason, you don't need to bubble wrap your entire team, your entire starters, and say, oh, we're going to protect you from injury. Get out there and play. You need the snaps. It's different than a joint practice. It's different than practice against your own team. There's a reason those guys play in the preseason, and it just frustrates me that the Cowboys annually will not play their players in the preseason, even for a handful of snaps.
Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk. You've got answers for everything. So we had Joe had an issue today at lunch. He goes into a restaurant. This is a question for you. It's our poll question on YouTube. He goes to regular spot, fast food, ordered the number 2, didn't look at the menu. And he got the number 2, and, well, the order's wrong. The restaurant earlier this week changed the menu numbers. So what he thought was a number 2 is now something different. Is it on Joe, the customer, to read the menu every time? Or if you've just changed your menu numbers, is it on the restaurant to say, hey, we've changed our number, so are you sure that's the number 2 that you're thinking?
Oh, no. I think if you're a regular in that restaurant, that's incumbent on the restaurant to inform you that they should know that you're a regular in that restaurant and you're back all the time, and they should tell you the number 2 has changed. I think it's on the restaurant. I think Joe's got a case in this one, and I hope he took it back up there and they swapped it out and gave him the real number 2.
They did, Charean. They did. Yep, they did, and so I was very happy at the end of the day, and so. But it's weird because I don't look at the menu. I just go, I want a number 2 and this, and it was no problem. Well, she made the new number 2, and it was not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's everybody's fault.
Expected.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Charean.
See?
Ending on a great positive note.
Mm-hmm. follow Charean.
Had everybody on his side for once.
Exactly. I knew there'd be something that would work out that way. Follow her on Twitter at NFL Charean, read her at Pro Football Talk. Charean Williams, we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Charean Williams and all our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online, buyersbarricades.com. When we brought this up earlier about your issue at the restaurant today, you were getting hammered in the comments.
Yeah.
But the poll question, 72% say, yeah, it's on the restaurant.
That's right. It is on the restaurant. And, again, I'm very happy, so I'm not mad at them because they fixed it, and it was all good. So very happy with them. You can go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page and vote in our poll. And comment there, like, subscribe, all those good things. Do that for us if you would, and we'll read those results before we get out of here today. Jason, I just got a memo from the city of San Antonio.
Uh-oh.
The meeting or the vote from city council on whether they're going to put this on the ballot in November was scheduled for Thursday. They've changed it to Monday of next week. But I want to read some things to you because it's interesting. When they lay out the items and everything is kind of itemized. We'll do that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let me tell you about Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899. That's their phone number. Write it down. Have it handy. Put it in your phone. QuartermoonPlumbing.com is the website. If you're having any kind of issues with your plumbing or your AC, they are the first company to call, the best company to call. They will get you taken care of. Great in emergency situations. At Quarter Moon, they also have great maintenance programs and other deals that they come up with because it's needed. They call this one the Breathe Easy package because apparently a lot of people, your house smells. That could actually be your air conditioning unit. Have you ever had your AC unit deep cleaned? Probably not. That might explain why your house smells a little bit off. With the Breathe Easy package at Quarter Moon, what they are going to do is pull and deep clean the blower motor, blower wheel, and AC housing. They'll clean the coil and then disinfect the inside of your AC cabinet. Then they're going to install a UV light to zap bacteria and other stuff that's hiding in there. You'll get cleaner air, a fresher home, and an AC system that smells like it should. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899 is the phone number. 651-5899 or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
The Cowboys. Season action starts Saturday.
Knock the ball! Touchdown to Pickett!
The Cowboys and the Seahawks. Pregame at 6. Kickoff at 7.
Never sold at the goal line! Touchdown, Prescott!
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and the Davis Law Firm. San Antonio's home for Dallas Cowboys football.
Touchdown, Cowboys!
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. $30 million in guaranteed prizes. Cash in this football season in Las Vegas with 3 Circus Sports contests. Entry starting at $1,000, all with no rate. Circa Million, 18 weeks of point spread action. Circus Survivor, pick one winner each week, no point spread. And the Big Daddy, Circa Grandissimo, with a $100,000 entry fee. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $30 million guaranteed. Visit circusports.com for details.
Life is meant to be lived in motion, in the moment, on the go. If a sports injury or chronic pain threatens to slow you down, hold you back, or take you out of the game, Christus Health is here, right where you live, with complete personalized orthopedic care. Because you have a lot of games to play, miles to go, and life to live. Christus Health, your life, our purpose. Find care near you at christushealth.org.
At Davis Law Firm, we know that after a serious accident, every second counts. When you call the Fours, we can connect you with medical care immediately, and we'll start fighting for the cash recovery you deserve right away. Our team of experienced attorneys is ready to help 24/7, and there's no fee unless we win. Call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. San Antonio, Austin, Corpus Christi, Laredo, RGV, Permian Basin. Attorney consultation by appointment only.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Girl, it's back. We've been waiting. I love that honey pepper pimento sandwich.
And that pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle-dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back. High five, girl.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
This is Brad Sham, and the Dallas Cowboys play here. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yo, Brad Sham there. You just heard from him. That dude, we could have an entire show, probably 2 or 3, with the stories that guy can tell. I mean, he's been doing this for a long, long time, and he's just a very entertaining guy.
The stories that he could tell on air versus the stories that he could tell over a beer.
Yeah, no kidding, right? No kidding. It was great to talk to Brad Sham and everybody last week. Still some good memories from our time in Oxnard, California. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix. And, Jason, we got this memo or the agenda, I guess, from City of San Antonio. The proposed vote was supposed to, by the city council, was supposed to be on Thursday. Now it's going to be on Monday, August the 17th. And there's only one item in there, and it is about an ordinance ordering a general election to be held on the third day of November 2026 to consider whether the city should issue or cause or support the issuance of bonds in the amount of $489 million to contribute toward the construction, I should say, of an NBA arena in the downtown sports area.
Now, one of the things about this, because originally the mayor, who's having all these listening sessions, or her talking sessions, however you want to phrase it, she put it on the agenda for Thursday, and now this is being moved to Monday. Is Monday not the deadline for them to vote to get on the ballot? So they're going to have this.
Yes, it is.
They're going to have a meeting, and then they're going to vote on it.
Yes.
And
well, she's going to lose.
Oh, she is going to lose. But one of the things that they want to do is talk about how this money, this $489 million, gets repaid. And but for the life of me, I still don't understand her why that she is trying to do this. That is not clear. Her messaging on this hasn't been clear. Whatever her agenda is, whatever her reason is in pushing all these listening sessions and whatever that costs, and to put it on the ballot, what were we told? It cost a couple $1 million to have this vote. It just seems like somebody trying to be fiscally responsible is wasting a lot of money and wasting a lot of time and people's efforts for a losing battle. I don't understand her why, first off. But two, based on public comments made by city council members who have access to all this information, probably more access and understanding than most of us do, to be honest, and that I think that's just being fair. They should understand this a lot better than we do. And the parts that we don't understand, they should understand it better. But these people, these city council members, all speaking publicly, even ones that generally agree with the mayor, are all against doing this, yet she is pushing it forward.
Well, she is going to.
Are you going to be surprised on Monday it's a 10-1 vote?
Well, I think there's two. I think it's going to. I think there's one other city council person that's going to vote with her. That's my
maybe, but I've seen recent comments from Jalen that maybe he won't actually side with her.
Well, maybe not. But everybody is asking how this is going to be repaid. It is spelled out here, and this what gets to me is the mayor never mentions this in her listening sessions. It will be repaid from. Now, this is according to their agenda. Number one, operating rent from the Spurs lease of the arena. They will pay rent to the city to play basketball in the new arena. Ground rent from the city's ground lease of city-owned property within the sports and entertainment district. So, in other words, ground lease, I don't know if that includes the Spurs too, or if that rent is in there. But if you build something there and you're within that, but you've got to pay rent to the city of San Antonio, ground rent. Number three, revenue from the Hemisphere Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone.
That's the TERS,
which we've talked about. And number four, revenue from Project Finance Zone number 2. I'm not sure exactly what that is. I'm not smart enough. But there is no property taxes for the average citizen, which the mayor has been spouting. That doesn't exist to pay this back. And so there's that, and we're not going to be double taxed, which I think she has said as well. And there's been some other things. The facts are right there, and that's what she should be talking about instead of trying to stretch the truth.
Well, that's why she's been called straight up by a council member lying. Others, like Mark White, said she's misleading. And unless I'm not understanding this properly, all those tax zones, that 489, that doesn't get generated without the buildings going there.
No.
The tax zone, it's got to be stuff that's in the zone. So if you live in, Alamo Ranch or Stone Oak or,
or the east side
out by Southwest High School. And any of those, you're not going to get any new taxes.
No.
The only chance you have of making your contributions to that money is if you rent a car or if you get a room downtown. And again, some of us will do that. So you're paying pennies on the dollar. And the other part of this, which again, we all got educated throughout this entire process. This money, the state money, can only be used for venue-type items. So if it's approved by the state, it's allocated and designated for this project. If this does not happen, that money can build a convention center in Temple. It could end up building an arena in Hidalgo. It's going to get spent somewhere.
Yep.
So that 489, again, is there more layers to this that we're unaware of that maybe she is and she's not clearly putting a message out? There will be some infrastructure stuff, and we all know that. There'll be some bonds, but we all knew that going in. I think the biggest problem that, and former Mayor Ron Nirenberg said this on this show, the biggest problem that they had when they did their unveiling, the mistake that they made was unveiling Project Marvel, because that's what it's still referred to as. Even Rob Thompson talking about Project Marvel. This vote and what was approved was for the new arena only. The big Project Marvel with the hotel that's been scrapped and the land bridge that has been scrapped was not part of the vote that was had. And because, again, if I understand this correctly, the vote for the county money was 311. That was approved by Bexar County voters who happen to also be San Antonio residents,
Yes.
or a big chunk of them. The 489, because of the finance zones that they set up, does not require a vote of the city council or a vote of the public because of the way that tax zone was set up. So there doesn't necessarily need to be, according to what Mark White said on this program, any kind of votes or any kind of action moving forward. It's already been agreed to.
If there was to be a vote, basically what we would be voting on is whether we want to accept that 489 from the state or not. So if you vote it down, that money just goes away.
Yep.
And the project goes away, and that's what the vote would be. And I think in essence that's what she wants, is this project to go away for whatever reason, whatever her reasoning. Dude, she wants it to go away.
She wants a better deal, and she's making
a better deal for what? There is no better deal.
Look, she inherited a mess from previous city council members.
That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter here, but she's trying to find money and muddy the waters.
Well, then go find it.
And again, she's all this stuff about revenue share and all these other things, which nobody does. I mean, look at what's going on in Buffalo. They just opened up a new stadium. Go look at the public money that was used there. I still look at the Spurs are agreeing to put in $500 million in all cost overruns. There's not many out there that are going to contribute that kind of money. Look at Oklahoma City. They are putting in $50 million into their new arena. The Spurs are putting in $75 million just in community efforts.
So you think that she wants this vote, and that if it votes yes, we either give the money back and let the state do something else with it, or she's hoping the Spurs come back and say, oh, please, Madam Mayor, we'll give you whatever you want now for this. That's the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard. Nobody's paying for it other than the Spurs and people that invest in downtown, which can't hurt and which is only going to increase the revenue downtown.
Yep.
It makes no difference. If she wants to work on this deficit, why is she not putting all her time and effort that she's putting into her listening sessions and everything else that she's been doing into finding some revenue to knock the deficit down?
It's a shell game.
Why is it all about this? And this is going to fix everything. This fixes nothing for the deficit of the city of San Antonio. Nothing. And for her to it just pisses me off, and it ought to piss everybody off, because we've got a mayor that is completely spinning her wheels in mud and is not doing anything. If this goes away, the deficit stays.
Yep.
It doesn't change.
Nope.
She has solved no problem, none whatsoever, by making this go away. and calling for another vote, it makes no difference to the deficit of the city of San Antonio. So I suggest, Madam Mayor, go find the money that will solve some of that problem, because you're barking up the wrong tree on this project. It's irritating to the point where it's ludicrous, and it's a comedy. I mean, it's a comedy at this time. It's a clown show. And she's the biggest bozo there is. And I say that with all due respect, Madam Mayor, but you're wasting our time. This is a complete waste of time. And I don't understand any of it. And if anybody on that city council votes to have a vote, I hope we all vote their asses out as soon as we possibly can.
You hit your hand on the desk like that again, you're going to break it and have to go see Dr. Josh Bell over at TSAOG Orthopedics.
Oh, that's
and Spine.
right.
It's
Sorry,
time
docs.
for our injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Doc, when somebody does punch a desk and break a knuckle, how bad is that?
Well, let me just tell you, whenever I hear "with all due respect," I know something bad is coming on the next line. You know what I mean? With all due respect, you're an idiot.
Yes.
Yeah. So punching the desk, it happens a lot. You know, I practiced in the military for a while, and I used to tell the Marines and, anybody came in, I was like, you know what? I've never seen a windshield lose. I've been here for a while. I've never seen a desk lose. That always beats the hand every time.
That's true.
every time.
They're winners. They're winners, and the winner is the windshield.
And you think you're going to feel better, Doc, but it only hurts more.
With all due respect, you will not. You will not feel better.
With all due respect to the Washington Commanders, I hate injuries. Laramie Tunsil, torn triceps. They're saying maybe if Washington's good, which they probably won't be, not without Laramie Tunsil, he could play this year. Is it realistic to think he's got a chance to play this year, or in your mind, is this season ending?
Yeah, I mean, gosh, I would say it would be a stretch to make it. They'd have to be making a run in the playoffs, which both of us know that's all three of us know that's not great when you have an important player like that out. So I've seen some people, especially, when you think about this type of injury and what he does for a living, he's pushing off quite a bit. Now they can brace it a little bit, so they can do some things to kind of give him a little bit of extra protection, where you might be able to do that with like a wide receiver who needs to have the full flexibility of his arms to extend all the way. I think it's a stretch to say he's going to be in this year, especially with the kind of player that he is, that you might risk another season. So I think they'd have to be in the playoffs, making a little bit of run if you just look at the timeline. So I would say it's doubtful, possible if they're making a run.
Doc, I'm curious about a torn triceps. How in the world does that typically happen? What do you hear when you treat that injury? Why? What happened?
Yeah, I mean, any muscle or tendon that's overloaded and takes more load than it's able to, has a chance to kind of tear. And so usually what happens in these situations is someone's pushing off or pushing in a direction, because the triceps kind of what you use for a push-up, chest and tricep. And as you're pushing off, there's a load that comes back really sharp, or a heavy load. And as you're firing, that muscle just doesn't have enough to resist, and that causes that tendon to pop. Sometimes people, if you talk to patients about it, they're like, yeah, my triceps been bugging me for the last 6 months, and it's just kind of irritated. And so there's probably a little bit of inflammation or some kind of micro trauma that was already happening to that tendon in some patients, and then that big load happens and they pop it.
Dr. Josh Bell here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Spaghetti on the wall guessing here, but Tyler Guyton of the Dallas Cowboys battling for his job there at left tackle. Last week when we were in Oxnard, he missed a little bit of time, and they just said sore elbow. Even today during the joint practice with the Rams, he missed some snaps because of elbow. What do you think this dude is actually dealing with, and is it something that can be contained in camp, or is this going to be a season-long issue?
Yeah, again, same kind of thing. Could be he's got some, partial injury that he's dealing with, like someone could have a partial tricep injury, or, sometimes they'll those kind of players are really pushing people off with their hands or grabbing them. And so it can be, there's a lot of sides, the inboard side of the elbow, the outboard side of the elbow, biceps kind of inserts there, and triceps. Those are the kind of 4 muscle groups that we'd be thinking about. So I think he's probably got some kind of partial injury. They're letting him play, so they're getting full reps out of him at times, but they're kind of managing those minutes. So I think it's going to be one of those ones that we're not going to know. Obviously, I think based on what they're treating him like now, they're worried enough about it that they're going to limit his
stuff. As always, appreciate it. The injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at TSAOG.com.
Great stuff from the doc, and Dr. Bell is fantastic.
He's the best.
Love that guy. But all of them down there are awesome as well. Extra innings with Pledger. You got an hour tonight, don't you, Pledge? Ooh, an hour with Pledger.